Yo. Tyson.
What's going on, host?
Oh, shit, I'm hosting.
You're hosting. Tyson, master of work, you're hosting tonight. It's good.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Wow.
man. It's somewhere else, man. There's a lot of stuff that we can talk
right
about
now.
tonight.
What's
Y'all, welcome to
good?
the AFC East Roundtable. I got my boy Dan Mitchell here representing the Bills. My boy Richie, who's on a high right now. He's probably never been this high before in his life.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Especially not since the Roundtable has started. I got my boy Nikki Smokes here filling in for TD because TD's got a baby. And, family takes precedent over football, according to him. So, we're going to have Smokes filling in and you guys go around and, say what's on your mind.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this is the 5th or 6th episode on the channel. I don't know. It's been absolutely crazy. We were just looking at our numbers from the first month and just the amount of traction views that we've gotten. We're super happy, super glad that you guys decided to come back to this channel each and every single Wednesday night at 7:30. We have a great show tonight. We have a fantastic show tonight because for the most part, our teams have had some positives so far this season. And I saw someone in the chat actually say that statistically we're the best division in the league right now, which is pretty baller. So, I mean, super excited about tonight's show. We have a lot to talk about. Right as week 5 is fastly approaching.
Yep. I mean, if you guys don't know me, my name is Nikki Smokes. I got my own channel here on YouTube. It's called The Smoke Show, but I am I'm filling in for TD today, and I'm representing the Kings of the AFC East, the Miami Dolphins, the 3-1 Miami Dolphins. I will be representing for all the fans out there for TD. Don't worry. I got the smoke for you guys today. It's going to be a great one.
I love it.
All right. So we are live here on the AFC East Roundtable, fresh off of Zach Wilson's sophomore debut. You know how happy your boy is today, everybody. Jets fans, spam those plain emojis in the chat because we here and we got a big-time opponent this week against the Miami Dolphins. I'm super excited to preview with you guys. Always a pleasure to be live. Nikki Smokes, good to see you filling in for TD for tonight. And man, oh man, it feels good. Guys, smash that thumbs up button if you're pumped up for tonight's show because it's going to be a good one. Let's go.
Okay. Listen, I'm gonna say one thing. I understand everyone's talking about in the comment section. I will be addressing that individually after we do what we got to do. With that being said, I'm gonna switch it over to Dan and Richie about the doing stock up, stock down. We're gonna talk about Mojo. So,
all right. So as you guys know, Mojo is a proud sponsor of this AFC East Roundtable, and we got the Mojo report to talk about. So if you guys are not aware what Mojo is, it is a brand new app that is now available to trade in New Jersey. But don't worry, if you don't live in New Jersey, you should still download the app because it's definitely going to be available near you soon. And even if you're not in New Jersey, you can still download the app and look at all the stocks and see who's trending up, who's trending down across the NFL. I'm in New York and I cannot trade, but I'm still on the app all day long, especially after Sundays, to see who's trending up and who's trending down. And I feel like it's just a phenomenal app. And you guys have heard us talk about this app every single time on the AFC's Roundtable. And this is the weekly report. So basically, we're going to go over Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs for the Bills, and then Mac Jones and Nelson Aguilar for the Pats, Tua and Waddle, and then Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson. So these are week by week of their stocks. So everyone that you see, for example, Josh Allen, he barely moved. I mean, he went up 0.05%. This is based off of last week's report. So if you guys remember last week when we talked about Mojo, this is basically where their price is going on. You can see how it fluctuates week by week. So Dan, I'm going to start off with you. Your thoughts of the Buffalo Bills here on Mojo. Josh Allen not really moving anywhere, but Stephon Diggs kind of had a little drop here.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I mean, last week, say, for example, that we were going to look at the first half Buffalo Bills or the second half Buffalo Bills, and my answers probably would have been significantly different when it came down into analyzing both of these players. First half for Josh Allen did not look good whatsoever. I'm not sure whether or not this was a play calling issue. I'm not sure if it was rusty. I'm not sure if he was still super upset about the game previously from the week prior. But that second half, he looked like the Josh Allen that we know and love, right? And one thing that I absolutely love is that elephant in the room was addressed as far as, the Bills haven't been able to win a one-score game in the longest time, and we finally were ending up clicking itself. So as far as Josh Allen is concerned, I think that he's probably going to have yet another good game against the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up next week. With TJ Watt being out, of course, we need to be worried about Hayward as well. He gave Josh Allen specifically last year absolute hell However, I do foresee that still betting on Josh Allen to rise this year is always going to be a safe bet. I think especially next week he should go up, and then the Chiefs game may be a bit more of a challenge, particularly right between an absolute shootout between him and Mahomes. Stephon Diggs going down was a bit of a surprise. However, I do feel like since Gabe Davis has been thrown out right on the field for the past 2 games, he's clearly been injured. He does not look like the same receiver that was out there week 1, week 2. I have a feeling that Diggs is going to be a very sought-after target right throughout the next couple of weeks leading up into our bye week, because really on the opposite side of Diggs, Gabe Davis is not healthy whatsoever. I'm not sure why he dropped so significantly right after the Ravens game, but I think legitimately betting on Diggs to skyrocket right at the end of week 5 would be absolutely brilliant.
Do you think now's a good time to buy in on Stephon Diggs or what? Or is this price too high?
Definitely. And that is just because of the fact that I feel like the Bills have been basically throwing Gabe Davis out there where he should have really been in a wheelchair for the past 3 or 4 weeks. I really think that he's going to be the focal point of our offense, especially in the passing game next week. So I think making sure that he's bet to skyrocket is a safe bet.
Yeah, seriously, Dan. Freaking Gabe Davis ruining my fantasy team. So thanks, Gabe. Hopefully you get healthy soon.
Just wait after the bye week, man.
All right. Now on to the Patriots. Now, the Patriots is interesting because Mac Jones did not play, but he's trending up on Mojo. Now, I don't know why. Maybe Tyson has an answer for this. I mean, the Patriots
he shouldn't be
time game, even though they lost. But Tyson, what's your thoughts about Mac Jones?
He should not be trending up because there's a new franchise quarterback, and his name is Bailey Zappe. So,
man.
I do not like that stock going up. If it was up to me, he'd be off this entire stock market. He should be thrown off. Because Bailey Zappe is the new franchise quarterback. As far as Nelson Aguilar, man, he needs to go too. So I mean, I don't know what this really says about Mac Jones right now. Are there any other players on the Patriots
that you'd want me to check real quick to see what their stock is at?
Yeah, what is Bailey Zappe's stock? I was actually curious about his stock.
Oh yeah, he is on here. He's at $5.47.
Buy all of it up.
What was he at before the game? Can you see?
Yeah,
pretty sure he was at 0.
He was at $3.96. So he exploded up $2 basically.
Significant gain.
Yeah, it's a significant gain. Like I said, man, he's
but this is
buy all the guys. Don't even you can short Mac Jones' stock because after what Bailey Zappe is gonna do to the Lions,
I don't know if it's gonna focus
on Sunday and for the next 7 games, I believe that he's most definitely going to rise significantly. Because I think we got a new answer at quarterback. Don't worry, be Zappe. That's pretty much all I can say. So
Devontae Parker's doing well on Mojo.
Yeah, Devontae Parker's had a very good last few games. I'm actually surprisingly shocked. So
Damian Harris, Kendrick Bourne. I mean, so for when it comes to the Patriots, would you short Mac Jones' stock? Because don't forget, guys, Mojo, you can also short stocks where you can bet on someone's downfall.
Oh yeah, not even bet on his downfall.
Yo, you sound like
you know how the saying is pray on somebody's downfall. You can bet on his downfall as well.
I can't believe you're switching this much on Mac. You sound like
listen, when I saw
before the season, was hating on Tua, wanted Thompson immediately.
I love Skylar Thompson. I was going to bring that up, but
that's crazy.
Mac Jones is going to be the Drew Bledsoe of this era. So
that's DB happens to agree. So all right, guys.
Drew Bledsoe was elite back then.
Yeah, I mean,
I know. I'm just the situation,
And Zappe's Brady, right?
Zappe, you bet pronounce his name right, damn it. It's Zappe.
Zippy, whatever the hell it is. He's like it's like Belichick cloned him. Cloned Mac Jones.
Put some respect on Zappe's name, bro.
The Zappening.
The Zappinator. All right, so that's what you guys got of the Mac Jones and Nelson Aguilar report. Bailey, I'm not going to say his last name. I'm going to say it wrong again. Only $5.47 per share on Mojo. If you want to listen to what Tyson has to say and think that he's the future franchise quarterback, you definitely want to invest in him now because it's only $5. And if he continues to play well, that's going to skyrocket because quarterbacks are really highly touted on the Mojo sports stock market. And speaking of quarterbacks, who's not looking good on Mojo, who's unfortunately coming off a very bad injury, Tua Tagovailoa plummeted this week. He's down 23%, which was down $9. He was $38 before Thursday's game, and now he's all the way down to $29, and Jalen Waddle's going down with him. So, Nikki Smokes, what's your thoughts of Tua and Jalen Waddle trending down on Mojo?
You know, when I try to be a Bitcoin day trader, I was told you don't fail. The only way you fail is if you don't learn. So when I bought Ethereum at 4,000, I learned my lesson. So you don't buy at the high because you're going to lose. This is the ideal time to buy into Tua Tagovailoa. He is at rock bottom, 29.33. This man is driving a Bugatti. He is literally top G of the AFC East of the NFL. He's got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mike McDaniel. He's got all the facilities, big man. And you are getting an absolute steal at 29.43 on Tua Tagovailoa. This thing is only going to go up because we're going to beat the Jets. We're going to beat the Vikings. We're going to beat the Steelers. We're going to beat the Lions. Next thing you know, the Dolphins are going to be 9-1. And Tua's stock's going to be like $155. And then I'm looking at Jalen Waddle. This is disrespectful. I mean, he's top 10 in the league, and he's going for 18.52. That's ridiculous. He's one of the most electric wide receivers in the entire league. By the end of this year, he'll be better than Stephon Diggs. I'm not even trolling. This kid is special. You're getting an absolute bargain. You're getting two elite talents at absolute bottom barrel price. This thing can only go up. It's a guaranteed lock.
Smoke. I got a question for you. Like, as a Dolphins fan, like realistically, when do you see Tua back? Because like I'm not sure if you read that, but like that one like famous doctor that was based off of that movie.
You want to hear what's funny about that famous doctor? You want to know what he said in his article?
I
love Tua as much as I love my son. So the second he said that, all his credibility went out the window. So he's out here. He wants his clicks. He wants his likes. And to be honest, as a Fins fan, I believe it's all optics. I mean, you look at T. Higgins. He had a concussion, played the following week. I mean, this has happened hundreds of times in the NFL. And for Tua, my biggest thing for him was being available. And he knows that. He cannot miss more than one game, or the Miami Dolphins are going to have to get a new quarterback. I believe if he wanted to, like if it wasn't the talk of the world that, oh my God, an NFL player has a concussion, if that wasn't like the spotlight on Tua, I think he would play this week. But I expect him to be back by Minnesota. Now, if the doctors say it's not safe for him to be out there, by all means, take as long as he needs, because obviously his personal health is more important than being a football player. But for his career's sake, he knows he has to be on that field. And us Dolphin fans know, like, hey, man, like we can't have our starting quarterback missing 4 to 5 games each and every single year. You just can't have that.
Yeah.
What so exactly to answer your question, the Vikings.
Say? What did the doctor say?
The doctor that they fired, They originally said he didn't have a concussion in the Bills game. I was at the Bills game. I thought he got concussed, but then he came back, played great in the second half, whatever. So that happened. And then they did tests on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. He passed all of the concussion protocols, all the tests that they have, and no one talked about should Tua play in this game. Everyone was talking about that Tua has to win this game to prove himself, to prove that he's an elite franchise quarterback. If you could find a media clip of someone saying, should Tua play in this game before the game, please send it to me because I haven't seen it yet. And then he went out there Thursday. He got slammed on the back of his head. And then before the Dolphins even really did anything, on Monday, they ruled him out. They didn't even wait till today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They didn't wait at all. They ruled him out instantly on Monday morning. So I think it's all just optics and safety precaution. But, I mean, Tua, he was telling McDaniel on the plane ride home, like, yeah, I want to play against the Jets. Like, they were watching a movie together on the plane ride home. So he's in good spirits. I expect him to be back again.
I mean, if he's in good spirits and Dolphins fans are like you are expecting him to come back eventually this season and he plays anything like he did when he was healthy before he got hurt, then you're right. Now is the time to buy into Tua Tagovailoa because his price plummeted so low. And guess what? Right. He's cheaper than Zach Wilson now because my guy Zach Wilson is all the way up to $34.15 on the Mojo stock market, baby. Him,
the MILF hunter,
the Wilson,
the MILF hunter, man,
the Wilson duo out here, and Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson is out here exploding on the Mojo. And listen, sorry guys, you guys should have invested in when you could. Now it's too late. Totally kidding, because they're only going to keep rising and rising and rising. Because remember, Mojo is not really a short-term thing that you want to make your money, right? You're not looking to invest in these guys to make a couple quick bucks in a week or in 2 weeks. You're kind of looking at this for a full season. You want to invest in the guys early in the season, week 5, week 6, week 7, or even week 1 if you get it that early, because you're also really looking forward to the future of this team, future of the players that you invest in, because what Mojo does is it predicts where their value is going to be at when they retire. So, for example, Tom Brady is at like $185 a share. That's like the highest you can get, because I don't think you can get higher than Tom Brady right now. And then like Josh Allen, he's at like 80 something, and Patrick Mahomes at like 100. So I think Zach Wilson at $34, he definitely is trending in the right direction. I mean, he went out there and led this team back from a 10-point deficit on the road in Pittsburgh in a hostile environment. I understand that it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, they're not the same old Pittsburgh Steelers with Big Ben and all those guys and TJ Watt's down. But what he showed me was so impressive from Zach Wilson, because I did not know he had that in him in just year number 2 to show that ability to be clutch, poised in the pocket, have confidence. We'll get into it when we talk about that game. But I really feel like now's a good time to invest in Zach Wilson, because I feel like he's only going to trend up. And same with Garrett Wilson, man. Garrett Wilson, I mean, the talent just is ridiculous. Every time he has the ball in his hands, he looks so unique. He's twitchy. He is I think I saw a stat that he gets the most separations on man coverage in the league right now. And you can't guard him. I mean, if you watch the film, his footwork, his ability to just set defensive backs up, to just lean one way and he goes the opposite way, plants his foot in the ground. Like, my best way to describe Garrett Wilson is he's a violent route runner. He just plants his to the point where his legs are like jello. Like they're like I don't know how to put it into words. It's like, all right, I'm scared he's gonna like break something, because his legs are just like going like fume. So he's looking good. Garrett Wilson is trending in the right direction. Now's the time you want to invest in these two Wilson guys, because they're the future of this team. Garrett Wilson's just a rookie. Zach Wilson's in year number 2. It's not like they're veterans that you have to, hopefully they'll just, ease out. Like, for example, Corey Davis, he leads the Jets in receiving yards this year, but you're not going to want to invest in Corey Davis because he's not a long-term answer for the Jets. He's more of that veteran. But Garrett Wilson and Zach Wilson, they're young. They're trending in the right direction, and you want to invest in their value right now. And also, say you think Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson sucks and they're overrated. Well, bet on them to fall, because you can win money if they fall. But if you do that, you're definitely going to lose your money, because they're not going to fall. So Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson is trending up in the Mojo stock market. Love to see that. Also, Breece Hall is trending up. He's only at $10 a share. He is going to keep skyrocketing. He's going to become the top running back for that team. And Daniel Jeremiah from NFL Network, he came out with an article today, the top 25 rookies in the league. The Jets have 4 players on that list. The number 1 player on that list is Sauce Gardner. The number 5 is Garrett Wilson. Number 8 is Breece Hall. Number 18 is Jermaine Johnson. So there's only 2 guys at that list you can invest in on Mojo. That's Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. So I'll definitely look into those 2 guys. Breece Hall is only at $10. Garrett Wilson at $14.82. And Zach Wilson at $34. So that's really what you want to look at for Mojo. That it's a great app where you can go on there, make money off of players and their investments, what they do on the field, off the field, injuries, and all that great stuff. So that's really the AFC East Mojo report. And I'm really excited to see where this is all at by next week, because it's definitely moving around, and you see some teams trending up, you see some teams trending down. But the cool thing about this is definitely a week by week process. And I'm expecting it to be trending in the right direction, because like you guys heard at the beginning of the video, the AFC East is the best division in the AFC right now. 9-7 record amongst all teams.
It's a beautiful thing. It's an absolute beautiful thing, man.
Damn,
it's
Patriots
nice. It's
holding
nice,
us back.
Yeah,
man. Come on.
And plus, like the entire AFC West, like I feel like the media was just jacking them off the entire time, and here we are, right?
Yep.
So right before we end up switching over into the game recaps of Week 4, I do have a couple of things I do want to mention. Number 1, I noticed that there's 508 people watching this stream right now, and only 183 like buttons smashed. Okay, so I'm gonna need you to pull a Zach Wilson and pretend that like button is Giselle. Right after.
Okay, bro. Y'all gonna have to stop
all right,
it,
brother. All right, man. Listen.
Boy, Tom Brady, bro.
All right.
That's a sensitive topic.
That's where Tyson draws the line.
Hey, listen, you can talk about anybody. You can talk about Mac Jones. Do not talk about Brady.
All right. Listen. Besides that,
Achilles heel.
So I'm glad that hit correctly. But honestly, definitely do that. Super great way to support the channel. Really how the show is going to go for the remainder of it. We're doing game recaps. Then we're doing easy money. Then we're doing game previews. And then I believe it's everybody's favorite segment, which is Q&A, where our Patreon contributors can actually hop onto this stream with us and ask us a question. Vast majority of you take this advantage just to sort of talk some shit, or maybe you want to ask us a question in general, definitely something to take advantage of. I'm going to go on ahead and post the Patreon link in the live chat. Say that you're interested, go on ahead and knock that out. And then I will be dropping our StreamYard link so you can hop on once that segment is here. But Tyson, I'll pass it along to you, brother.
Smash that thumbs up button, everybody.
So you guys want to talk about the games, right?
Game recap.
So we're going to leave the Dolphins game, which everybody wants to talk about, at the very end. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Patriots, and then Dan's going to talk about the Bills. Rich can talk about his Jets. As far as the Patriots go, listen, there's a lot of stuff I can say. I'm just keep it short and simple. Brian Hoyer went down with a concussion. He didn't return. I think that's the last snap he's going to take in the NFL. I think he should just retire. He did not look good before that concussion happened. And then some kid by the name of Bailey Zappe came in to relieve him, because Mac Jones is out. And for who knows how long. The reason why you're seeing a lot of reports about Mac Jones in practice now is because he feels threatened. He sees this Bailey Zappe kid and might take his job. And there's a real argument to be made because Bailey Zappe did not turn the ball over. He came in his first game at Lambeau Field, backed up at his own 5-yard line, where he used to be playing at a college where it was half CVS, half stadium, at Western. I think it was Western Kentucky. So the kid showed great poise. He made great reads. He made great throws. He didn't turn the ball over. He didn't throw a pick. And the offensive line looked like they were playing a little bit better with him at quarterback. I'm actually kind of shocked that we took the Packers to overtime. We should have won the game. We picked 6 Rodgers, who's a fraud, Aaron Rodgers. Jack Jones looks like a pretty good damn draft pick right now. This is a game that we should have won, could have won, but coaching was our Achilles heel. Yet again, the coaching got too conservative when we had the ball in overtime at the 50, and they decide a horrible 3rd and 5 call and not to go for it on 4th and 5 when you're just going to punt the ball back to Rodgers, and eventually he's going to beat you. And the Packers ended up winning. We fall to 1-3. We're last place in the division for the first time since 2000. People that want to say that our season, I said our season was over, but had we got blown out by 40 points, it would be a different story. But we were competitive against the Ravens. We should have won against the Ravens. We should have won against the Packers. I can make an argument we should be at least 3-1. But we play a cupcake schedule. We got the Lions. We got the Jets twice. We got the Browns. We got 7 games that, like Colts, we got 7 cupcake games coming up that I feel like we can go on a 7-game win streak because the Patriots were 1-3 last season in this exact position, and we rattled off 7-8 straight wins, and it got us into the playoffs eventually. And we were the number 1 seed at one point when we were 1-3. So I'm not discouraged. I think Bailey Zappe, I need to see one game where he starts. I just want to see him start a game. If he looks like everyone's projecting him to look, he's a 4th round pick, a nobody, 6'1", you know what I'm saying? Mac Jones clone, but worse, is what the haters are saying. If that's the case, then I need to see it. But until this kid doesn't do what he is asked of him and turn into Mac Jones by turning the ball over, then for right now, I'm okay with Bailey Zappe being our starting quarterback until Mac Jones is healthy. But if he turns out to be, like if he next week against the Lions, the number 1 offense in the league, if he goes out there and throws for 300 yards and does better than Mac has done his first 3 games when he was starting, then there's a quarterback controversy to be had. So right now, I roll with Bailey Zappe until proven otherwise. Mac Jones, all he does is cry, bitch and moan, cry, and just when he doesn't get his way, he cries a little bit more. You got Bailey Zappe out here just doing what
zapping, just zapping.
Like
so
he's
much
just
more marketable.
He is much more marketable. Mac Jones is just a little crybaby bitch. I don't know what to tell you, bro. That's all I got to say about that. And Dan, talk about the Bills and how you guys came back down 20-3 against the Ravens.
Wow, man. How fast you New England fans turn, bro.
Oh, wait,
You're ready to run this
listen.
man out of town. You're ready to run this man out of town,
That
bro.
means, hey, I'll pack his bags and drive him to the airport myself, you know?
Oh, man. Well, so I did touch on this a bit on the earlier segment about how, like, it was basically two different games. Super frustrated going into the half, literally, or like right before we ended up getting that. So the touchdown drive right before the half sort of ended, sitting there down looking at 20-3. I mean, I literally was so upset. I was just like, okay, looks like we're going on like a 2-game lose streak. We're injured, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was thinking about the excuses I was about to put out, like on my video that following morning. But then literally when it came down to it, we finally ended up putting to rest a narrative. I mean, I feel like we need some more consistency, right? I mean, we definitely need to continue to capitalize on these super close games. But something really just sort of clicked in my head. I was like, the Baltimore Ravens are now basically the Atlanta Falcons, right? Like, they just love blowing leads, especially to the AFC East, and really loved, like, right how the fact that finally our offense started to click with Josh Allen finally ended up doing his heroics. But if I had to put any type of hero out there, I would probably have to say our defense, right? For the most part, a lot of people have been like, oh man, like, you know, secondary is wildly injured, but really these youngsters really ended up sort of holding their own when it came down into that high-powered offense, like it or not. And so I know that Master at Work's not the biggest fan of Lamar Jackson, but I feel like Lamar Jackson's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, especially this year.
Agreed.
He's paying for a contract. And when you have such an inexperienced secondary minus Jordan Poyer, really shutting them down. Like, they literally did not score a single point right within that second half. Very, very impressed on that. And I mean, I have always died on the hill that I have seen a bunch of average secondaries make it deep right into the playoffs as long as you have a solid pass rush going into it. And the Buffalo Bills defense, they were the complete reason why we ended up winning that game. And then finally our offense just showing at least somewhat of the identity that we have. I didn't want to blame the weather. That's exactly what I was going to blame, say that we did lose, but we found a way to win. We found a way to win. Hey, listen, man. Listen, bro. I run a show. You know what I'm saying? I got to, like...
You're exposing yourself, Dan. Stop talking.
Yeah, dude, exactly. It's like, I mean, like... And so I got to keep my audience, bro. Okay. Was definitely really cool. And then as far as when it comes down to it, I really like the matchup coming up next week, but the big matchup is going to be the week afterwards. And that's against the Chiefs, who are very, very hot right now. So we just got to take care of business next week. But overall, that's the exact sort of Bills football that I needed to see, especially going into the season, because I know that when it comes down to it, we're going to be seeing a hell of a lot more one-score games. And we can't be married to the idea that the Buffalo Bills are just going to blow out each and every single team that we play, right? So that was something that they needed to prove to me and that they needed to prove to Bills Mafia. And I am just so glad that the Dolphins are not and do not have a 1.5 to so the 2-game lead on us right in the division. So things are good.
All right, transitioning to the New York Jets, baby. Dan, you and I are the only team that has won this week. Feels good, right? Feels good.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you guys are ready to hear to talk about the Jets. I see some people in the chat like, "Yo, when are you guys talking about the Jets? Don't worry, I got you covered right now, baby." So you guys remember last week? What did I say? What did I say last week on the AFC East Roundtable, ladies and gentlemen? I said the season starts on Sunday because we only had 3 weeks of Joe Flacco. Season didn't begin yet. The season begins with Zach Wilson. And Zach Wilson goes out there and absolutely showed me so much that I honestly did not expect out of his season debut in his sophomore season. His ability to elevate his guys around him to will his team back from 10 points down in Pittsburgh in the fourth quarter with 12 minutes to go. Absolutely perfect fourth quarter for Zach Wilson. 10 of 12, 128 yards, a touchdown, and another game-winning drive. Now, Zach Wilson brings a completely different swagger to this Jets team that when Joe Flacco was out there, it was just, thank you, Joe Flacco, for getting that miracle win against the Browns. But what Zach Wilson brings, it's a different element to this offense because the offensive line is banged up. And Zach Wilson was pressured all over the place But Zach Wilson was sacked only once because Zach Wilson has mobility, the ability to escape the pocket, the ability to make something happen with his legs. Zach Wilson sacrifices completion percentage to avoid the sacks. If you watch the game over again, you can count a lot of times of Zach Wilson just rolling out to his right and just avoiding pressure, getting rid of the ball smartly, eating it, and getting it in completion, which is why his completion percentage is really bad. If you look at the box score, you might think that Zach didn't have a good game. That means he did not watch the game because Zach Wilson had a phenomenal game. It was not perfect. He had a couple of mistakes, but I expected those mistakes because when you're a year 2 quarterback coming off an injury at the time that he did in week 1 of the preseason, without training camp, without joint practices, without preseason games, missing all that time, I'm expecting Zach to be a little rusty. But I did not expect him to go out there and look that good in the fourth quarter. Because when that fourth quarter started, and listen, if you want to talk about the game from the beginning, the Jets started out hot. The Jets were up 10-0. Zach Wilson gets in the end zone. He's griddying on them from a passing touchdown from Braxton Berrios. Jets fans are hyped up. We're finally back. Zach Wilson's bringing a different element to this team, a different energy. It spark plugged this offense. And then at the end of the second quarter, we had a little mishap, a little penalty stuff, whatever. Third quarter comes around. And then all of a sudden, the Steelers, they insert Kenny Pickett to make his NFL debut. And I'm sure you guys might not remember this, but Jets fans do. In 2019, when the New York Jets was on Thursday Night Football, week number 3, we were going up against the Cleveland Browns. And the Jets were beating the Cleveland Browns. But at halftime, they subbed in Baker Mayfield to make his NFL debut. And Baker Mayfield came out there as a rookie and absolutely embarrassed us. And he looked great. We made a rookie quarterback look phenomenal. So Jets fans are starting to get PTSD. Another quarterback making their debut at halftime after we have a lead, and Kenny Pickett's about to come out here and beat us? How embarrassing. And guess what? Kenny Pickett went out there, and the Steelers got a lot of energy all of a sudden. The Steelers had a lot of momentum on their side. And Jets fans live were like, uh-oh, here we go again. Not this again. But I kept my cool. I understood that after what I saw against the Browns, this Jets team does not stop fighting until the fourth quarter is all wrapped up. It's exactly what we saw. So the fact is that the Jets started off hot. We let the Steelers get back into the game. The third quarter was dominated by Pittsburgh. We were in Pittsburgh. The entire crowd was just so into the game. They were playing Renegade, which is basically the kiss of death in Pittsburgh. And what happens? Zach Wilson gets the ball, completes third down after third down, stays in the pocket, steps up into his throws. The blitz is collapsing. The pocket's collapsing in his face. And he's still delivering darts over the middle, darts to Corey Davis, darts to Conklin. I'm like, whoa, okay, Zach, we didn't see this from you in your rookie season. And the best part about what Zach Wilson showed me, he was making the best throws on third down, on fourth down, in the fourth quarter. And that is so impressive to me as a Jets fan to watch the year 2 development of Zach Wilson. And the best thing about it is he had something to say on that game-winning drive after the Jets got that touchdown to cut the lead from 20-17. The defense had to make a play. And guess who's the one to make the play? Sauce Gardner baited the rookie Kenny Pickett to throw that ball to the flat to Pat Freiermuth. Sauce Gardner got the assist on the interception. Michael Carter II picks it off, gives the Jets the ball with 3.5 minutes to go, down by 3. Zach Wilson goes into the huddle, and we heard this from the Jets players after the game. Excuse my French, but Zach Wilson told the offense, and they said, let's go score a fucking touchdown and win this game. And that sparked that offense. Breece Hall, the running back, said that lit a fire underneath them. Corey Davis said that lit a fire underneath them. So the fact that Zach Wilson said that, and he backed it up by converting on third downs, converting on fourth downs, and going down the field and getting into the end zone, because we could have been conservative. We could have just ran the football and kicked the field goal and went into overtime, but they did not want to do that. They went down the field when they needed to the most in a hostile environment in Pittsburgh and got the game-winning touchdown with 18 seconds to go. By the way, phenomenal clock management by Robert Saleh at the end of that game to make sure that Pittsburgh had no time left to go down the field and score a touchdown to win in the last seconds. Phenomenal job by Robert Saleh with clock management. So the defense had 4 interceptions. The offense did their job. Breece Hall is turning in the right direction. Zach Wilson's looking good. And this is a completely different dynamic here with the New York Jets. The one thing that I'm really impressed with this New York Jets team as a whole is they are really fighting hard for this head coach and Robert Saleh. They believe in his message. They believe in you got to fight to the end. You got to empty the tank. And we are so talented on paper. Whether you guys want to admit it or not, I know you guys are in the chat like, oh, Jets suck. Jets this, Jets suck, because we've sucked for so long. And you're not used to the Jets getting a little good. We're 2-2. We're 500. It's nothing to brag about. I'm not saying the Jets are back. We're going to the Super Bowl this year. But this Jets team is different. It's not the same old Jets that you guys are growing accustomed to hating on. So start looking at this team and don't take them lightly. If you want to take them lightly, That's your mistake. I'll allow you to do that. I'm not here to, twist your mind and tell you to think this way or think this way. You guys are entitled to your own opinions, but just know that this is a different Jets team here. And Zach Wilson, he's still young. He's still got to prove himself. I am not crowning him as a franchise quarterback just yet because he still has to prove that he's a consistent quarterback, but he possesses every single physical trait that to be a franchise quarterback. The big question is his mind. Can he process things quickly? Can he be consistent? Can he be poised? And he did indeed show that against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm hoping he can do that again this week against the Dolphins. So very impressed with this Jets win. That really saved the season. And now the Jets season is wide open, baby. We're alive. 2-2 in the division. And there's only 3 teams better than us in the AFC.
Is it my turn?
Who's that? Who's that?
The Bills, the Dolphins, and then who? The Chiefs?
Yo,
Feels
Richie,
good,
by
though.
the way. Diehard Jets fan on Sunday.
Oh, me too.
I'm glad you said that. See, I'm glad you both said that. And that's why I know you saved me for last. And Richie, I'm going to piggyback off what you said. Yes, look, you guys have my respect. I think the Jets have, honestly, they look good. They have my respect. But what you said, people aren't used to the Jets being somewhat good, right? Or having a good team. They want to overlook you, right? Because you've sucked your whole life. I've sucked my whole life as well. Pause.
Indeed.
But that's why they are so mad. They're so mad that the Dolphins were 3-0 going into that game. Everyone wanted us to lose that game. It was so pathetic. I had Bills fans tweeting at me a picture of the Bills logo edited with the Cincinnati Bengals logo inside of it. They were preying on our downfall. Everyone was like, I can't wait for the Dolphins to lose. Everyone's tweeting at me, enjoy your flight home. I didn't go to the game, brother. I was not at the game. And everyone, oh, the Dolphins. Oh, I can't wait for them to lose and your season ends. And then Tua gets hurt and everyone's like, ha, ha, ha. Enjoy your flight home. Ha, ha, ha. Enjoy having no quarterback. Ha, 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 ha. They were preying on our downfall. And look, this isn't 1972. I didn't expect the Miami Dolphins to run the table. I said before the year, if we go 2-2, it's a massive win through the first 4 games. Anything above that is fantastic. So what do? We went 3-1, and what do we do? What do we do? Oh, we beat the Buffalo Bills. Which I had. I'm not going to sit here and lie because I watched Richie's videos today. He knows what's up this week. This is his biggest game of the year. Last week was our biggest game of the year. We haven't beat the Buffalo Bills the last 7 times we played them. So, yeah, we finally checked that box, and now we could talk our shit. But, no, they don't want to see that. Oh, the Miami Dolphins are good. Now Dave Portnoy has a problem with a Dolphins fan getting loud at a football game. He's not used to seeing the Dolphins winning. They don't want to see us win. So now they finally got their loss. Now, I don't want to sit here and talk about Tua's concussion because I've talked about it for literally 7 days now. I'm done talking about it. And I don't want to be a Buffalo Bills fan and say the moon was too bright. That's why we lost, because they were saying the sun was too bright in Miami, and that's why they lost the game. I'm a betting man. I bet the NFL religiously. By the way, I'm 24-9 this year, so your boy's on fire. This game against the Bengals was the biggest trap game of all time, in my opinion. So, first of all, the Dolphins finally beat the Bills. We beat the juggernaut of the AFC. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but after week 2, the Buffalo Bills were Super Bowl champions. They were plus 300 to win the Super Bowl after week 2. So now the Miami Dolphins, they finally beat them, right? Well, now they have 3 days. The defense was on the field for 90 plays. They went into Cincinnati. And that's the context. I'm not making excuses. I just don't expect the Dolphins to go undefeated. So then Tua gets hurt and Teddy Bridgewater comes in. And I thought Teddy played pretty solid. Like, Teddy kept us in the game, and to be fair, we had opportunities to win that football game. We failed to capitalize on our opportunities. We didn't lose because Tua got hurt. Do I believe if Tua stayed in the game, we had a better chance at winning that game? 100%, most definitely. He's our starting quarterback, but we still had an opportunity to win the football game with our backup quarterback, and we didn't execute. We had the ball first and goal on the 3-yard line, didn't score 7. Then we have a drive at the end of the game in the 4th quarter with 3 minutes left. Miscommunication between Teddy Bridgewater and Mike Gesicki on an interception that's also very controversial. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't a pick. I'm going to trust the NFL replays and say it was a pick, but we just didn't execute on our opportunities to play. And our defense, we win games when we create turnovers. The Dolphins had 0 turnovers against the Cincinnati Bengals, and we gave up 2. That's how you lose football games. If you look at all our other games, we win the turnover battle, we win the penalty battle. That's how you win football games. We didn't do that against the Cincinnati Bengals, and we didn't look as bad as the score reflects. 27-15. We had plenty of chances. We should have been winning at halftime, and we just didn't execute. There's no excuses. You just have to execute better. Dolphins fans, don't be Bills fans. Don't sit here and blame this and blame that. Oh, this was too bright. He didn't play this. He didn't play that. Because the Bills came into our house, even with all those guys out, as 4.5-point favorites. They were supposed to win. Everyone picked them to win, and they didn't. Everyone picked the Dolphins to win, or most people did, and they didn't. Regardless, Tua went out. We still had an opportunity to win the game. We didn't execute. A loss is a loss. And this week, we're going to be tested this week too, so I can't wait for this week.
Okay.
Wait. By the way, with the Portnoy thing, he also tweeted that you lent him a Lakers jersey.
Yeah, so crazy story. I'll tell you about that. So yeah, he quote tweeted me, said this guy sucks, and then his right hand man, his name is Spider. So in 2018, whenever the Chiefs played the 49ers in the Super Bowl, he came down to Miami because the Super Bowl was in Miami, and Dana Beers, before he was Dana Beers, he tweeted, anyone in South Florida have a Kobe jersey? So I hit him up. I was like, yeah, I have one, because Kobe had just passed away. Long story short, I drive down there. I give him the Kobe jersey. I'm hanging out with him the whole day. And I was right there behind the cameraman when that crackhead came by. He's like, don't forget to give it to a crack addict. I was right there, and you could hear me laughing in the background. It was hilarious. It was a great moment. But yeah, so he downgraded from this guy sucks to this guy should have just gotten beaten up by Bills Mafia. So I got Dave Portnoy to flip-flop on his original take. I won the day. I won.
Love it. I just needed to confirm it. That's it.
Yeah,
awesome.
No, it was pretty legendary.
That's cool. That's funny.
So I kind of want to hear everyone's thoughts about everybody else's games.
Oh, man.
So you want me to talk about the Bills and the Jets and the Patriots?
You guys can do that.
I'll start. Even though I just went.
Yeah. After you, I'm going to talk about the Tua injury.
Yeah. So first off, I think that the Jets and the Dolphins will be a very good game. So to be honest with you, I do see the Dolphins winning this. Even with a backup quarterback, I just think that they have a bit more experience.
No, we're not doing the preview yet, Dan. We're not doing the preview. I mean,
oh, you're right.
What's your thoughts on
the previous games? Your thoughts about the Dolphins versus the Bengals, us versus the Steelers, Pats versus the Bengals.
Yeah, maybe too many.
Or not enough.
Yeah. No, well then actually I have nothing to say. I'm good.
No. I'll start if you want me to.
Go for it.
I was watching that Bills game and I was like, oh my God. I just wish it was the fourth quarter at the end of the second quarter, because I was ready to go. Full Stephen A. Smith, when the Cowboys lose. My mouth was watering. I was so excited, but I was like, I'm not saying anything till the game's over, because I know what we did to the Ravens. And although I absolutely despise the Buffalo Bills, I think they have a really good football team. And if Josh Allen's playing, I'm not going to count them out. So I'll always give them that. And Poyer, I mean, you felt him back on the field most definitely. Stud. And he's handsome. Big paws. But that dude is a freaking stud. Yeah, good win. I just think the Ravens, like you said, are the new Falcons. They've only trailed for 14 seconds the entire year. For the Jets, I can't believe I'm going to say I'm kind of impressed, and I don't care what people say about, they are comeback wins against terrible football teams. Good teams find a way to win football games. Look at the Patriots. They haven't done that this year. That's why they're 1-3. No one picked the Jets to go 2-2. And I mean, I don't think Zach Wilson is the Messiah, but like you said, he showed something in the fourth quarter that I never saw from Zach. He led them down the field, and the Jets executed, and they scored in the red zone, something the Dolphins didn't do against the Bengals to close out the game, and they should have. I thought it was an impressive win. As many wins as you could get, that's a big dub. You guys got a young, talented team. I don't want to gas you up too much, but you're not that far away. You're a lot closer than Tyson over there. Patriots aren't that bad, though. That defense.
Listen. We were 1-3 last season,
defense,
bro.
But it's good. I don't think you guys are that bad. It's just that co-offensive coordinator bull crap. I know how that went with the Dolphins last year. It's a living hell. I don't know if you guys still do co-offensive coordinators or not. But you can't win football games with Devontae Parker and Nelson Aguilar. It's just literally impossible. But defense is good. You just have that same – you're the same old Patriots without the GOAT, which is pretty much dog water.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I was speaking about the Bills game real quick. Obviously I was scoreboard watching during the game because I had a dream going into Sunday, Dan. I had like this
What
crazy
was the
dream.
Rich?
And the dream was, what if the Buffalo Bills lose and the Jets beat the Steelers and the Jets have a chance for first place in the AFC East against the Dolphins on this Sunday? Now, because if that happened, if you guys lost to the Ravens and if we beat the Dolphins this week, the Jets would be the first place in the division. Now, the dream's out the door because the Bills lost. So whatever. Bills won, excuse me. So that dream went out the door. So not really a big deal. I'm focusing on the Jets. I'm not really looking at the AFC East opponents really that much, but I thought that was funny because holy crap, the Jets might have a chance here, especially when I saw the Ravens up on you guys. So I'm like, wait, my dream might come true. But when it comes to the Bills, man, they're always going to find a way. They're always going to scrap away. I'm never going to count out the Bills until, all 60 minutes is done. Josh Allen and them he just knows how to win, and he's a winner. And it really sucks that to deal with him for two weeks this year. But I'm hoping that whenever we do play the Buffalo Bills, it's going to be more than just a competitive game. I'm hoping that it goes all the way down to the fourth quarter. And because, we'll get into the preview of the Jets versus the Dolphins in terms of like the Jets versus the AFC East, because that's been a really big issue for this franchise the past couple of years. But definitely impressed with the Bills' ability to storm back. And the Ravens, man, the Ravens should have won that game. I'm sorry, Dan, but like really bad mistakes on their front.
They definitely should have won.
Like
they're so dumb. How do you not take the points there? I mean,
exactly. They're overly aggressive, and I feel like they had a really big chance to really just storm back. But I mean, just
Vegas made a call, man. So Vegas made a call to Harbaugh, man, like right there in that play call.
Quick shout out to Green Empire Lawn Care with a $2 donation. I got to give a quick shout out to Brady Quinn. You guys know who Brady Quinn is? This bum.
Yeah. Notre Dame.
Before the season's like, I don't see the Jets winning a game. 0-4 against the AFC North. To start off the season, they're trash. They're going to be 0-9. What's good, Brady Quinn? I want to talk to you real quick. How about that? But getting back to what we were talking about, the Dolphins game, I was watching that, and it really just sucked the life out of me after that Tua injury, man. At first, I thought when he went down, I thought he broke a finger. I mean, from that first angle of like from the side, I saw his finger. I'm like, oh man, his finger broke. And I thought that was the issue. And then I get the other shot and I'm like, oh wait, no. This is way bigger than that. And I was just like at a loss for words, man. And then Teddy Bridgewater, I know him well. He didn't play for the Jets, but he was on the Jets for an OTA and training camp period. Excellent guy. Very, very good backup quarterback. He actually beat the Jets last year when he was on the Broncos. So I feel like the Dolphins, they were feeding Tyreek Hill. They were trying to. I thought the Dolphins are going to come out of halftime with a lot of energy and kind of play for Tua in a way, but they kind of came out flat. And then also the Cincinnati Bengals, they're playing for something. They start off 0-2. They got the first win against the Jets, and they wanted to go out there on Thursday night and prove that they're the AFC champions at home with their new fresh white helmets. So I feel like that was a must-win for the Bengals more than it was a must-win for the Dolphins because you guys were 3-0. You can afford a loss, so it didn't really hurt the Dolphins as much as the Bengals kind of needed that win because the Bengals are the only team that won that game. The Bengals are the only team to win in their division that week.
Solid Griddy by Zach Wilson, too. Solid Griddy from.
I thought it got overhyped. I think it's way overrated.
Oh, you like Gesicki's better? Is that why?
Yes.
No.
Like Gesicki's is more iconic. It's more
even Justin Jefferson gave him the pass. You kidding me? Zach Wilson and Justin Jefferson both collabed on Instagram, and Justin Jefferson gave him a 9 out of 10. He's like, I'm very impressed, and he's the king of Griddies. So
look, like Zach Wilson did it by the book. I'm just saying, Gesicki hit it like your uncle would at a family cookout, absolutely hammered. Like that's why it was more iconic.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And so, can you all do the Griddy?
I'm not gridding right now.
I hate
that.
In fact,
I feel like so. I fact like.
I was gridding on my live stream when Zach was griddying.
Oh, word. We should upload a video of all of us doing it, especially TD. I definitely want to see TD do it. And Tyson for sure, and Smoke.
You also got to add the perfect football spin after that. Zach just spins the ball. It's perfectly done. Him and Braxton Berrios.
Swag, man.
It's swag, baby. Swag. And then real quick, my thoughts about the Patriots game. I had the Packers in the survivor pool, Tyson. And I was rooting hard for the Packers.
Oh, yeah, you were sweating, weren't you?
I was sweating. I was like, are you kidding me?
Although you won like $1,400 off of a freaking Jets parlay. I saw.
Bring that up. I got to bring that up real quick.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Your boy hit a $25 parlay to win $1,400 because I know my Jets way too well, baby. I had the Jets
You
money
bastard.
line.
I've lost
I
all my
had
money.
Brees Hall anytime
too.
touchdown score, Zach Wilson over 200 passing yards, Mitch Trubisky under 220 passing yards, and Zach Wilson over 8 rushing yards. Check. Give me my money,
Wow,
DraftKings.
That's a great feeling.
Woo! And I've been doing $25 parlays for every week, and I always lose by 1 leg. So it feels good. And I didn't realize I won because Brees Hall got that touchdown to win the game, and he was the guy I needed to score. So I was like celebrating the Jets dub, and I'm like, holy crap, Brees Hall's the one that scored. And then that's when I realized. So thanks, Tyson.
That's how you know it's real.
Yeah,
you didn't even think about your parlay for $1,400. You're just like, the Jets won. Let's go.
I was just elated. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, Brees Hall's the one that scored that game-winning touchdown. I think I just
That's
won.
the icing on the cake.
Oh, my gosh. Felt good.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to give my thoughts before I give my thoughts on what everyone wants to talk about. The Bills squeak one out, man. Lamar Jackson, that was one of the worst interceptions I think I've ever seen, bro. Y'all keep squeaking out these wins, man. Dan, I'm telling you, bro. Like that is gonna end eventually. Like that luck's gonna run out, bro. Like on one part of me, I think that is this maybe it's just the Bills' year, and teams like good teams find a way to win. But on the other hand, I'm just like, man, that luck eventually is gonna run out against the wrong opponent. But like I said, the Bills deserve that win, man. The Ravens just shit down their pants like just like they did against Miami. I mean, they blew a 28-7 lead in the fourth quarter against Miami. They should have lost to us, and then they blew a 20-3 lead against you guys. Was it 20-3?
It was 20-3.
Unreal, unreal, man. And with the Jets, you guys actually cost me money because that was the one game that screwed me in my parlay. The damn Steelers, and none of who the hell wants to have a quarterback with his last name is Pickett and he throws a pick his first freaking drive. Like Kenny Pickett, bro, that dude's a bum. He's trash. He's not gonna last.
Wow.
Yeah. And now let's get to where everybody wants to talk about. First of all, we gotta talk about the Tua injury. Me personally, everyone's already talked about it, and here it is. Anybody that follows me on Twitter, I live tweet during these games. And as soon as that injury happened, I said, this is horrible. I wish Tua success. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want a quarterback because the thing with Tua is his entire thing this season was to prove the haters wrong and to prove that he could be that franchise quarterback. He has a coach that supports him. He has a team that supports him. He has a fan base that loves him, or half of the fan base loves him. And the kid didn't deserve to go out like that, which is why I felt like he should have never been playing in the first place. Because why risk a short-term game on a Thursday night when you're looking to have long-term success? And for him to be able to prove that he's a franchise quarterback, he has to be able to stay on the field. You know what I mean? The most important asset as a quarterback in this league is to be available, regardless of, you know what I mean? And I think that's bad on the kid. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like the hit wasn't dirty, but the follow through was unnecessary, in my opinion. I feel like that just was an unnecessary tackle by homeboy. He should have never went down like that. Now, obviously, Dolphins fans, here's the situation, and I'm going to get to what I need to talk about. Last week, I uploaded a video with the reactions of Smoke, TD, and this other guy who I'm about to talk about, Reason. You guys all know who Reason is. Nobody had a problem with it. If you go back to look at the video, look at the comments. Dolphins fans were sucking me off through that video because y'all won the game, and I wanted to get that reaction, right? And you guys were all praising me last week, and you took the video that I made, or some of you did, about you guys reacting to the Tua injury, which, by the way, I said like I said, I wasn't making fun of the dude. I just wanted to show everybody's reaction to what their reaction was when the injury took place, which was a horrible injury. And all I got was, this is classless. You're making fun of Tua's injury, da-da-da-da-da. But when Mac Jones got hurt, and all I saw on Twitter and the internet from Dolphins fans, mostly Dolphins fans, was memes of Mac Jones crying to the locker room. He's a pussy. He's a bitch. He's soft. And I didn't say nothing. I rolled with it. I'm just like, well, I mean, that just comes with the territory, right? Not necessarily like making fun of the injury. And here's the thing. People are trying to correlate, Tua's injury is more severe than what Mac had. Injury is an injury. You don't laugh at other players' injuries, period. I've never done so. So people took when I uploaded the video as a slight to Tua, which obviously I'm not a fan of Tua, but I'm not going to sit there when I think his life is in jeopardy, because I honestly felt like I thought something was terribly wrong, in my opinion. The way he was convulsing on the stretcher came out, and it came out later. We can get into the investigation when the investigation is finished, because I don't want to speculate until the NFL finally comes out with their findings and they fired their, I guess, the independent medical examiner or whatever. We can get into that next week when everything is clear and we find out what really happened, because I don't want to speculate on that. I have my own opinions, but it's not for this show. This is what needs. So anyway, upload the video, and here we come with a copyright claim from Reason. You guys all know who Reason is. The most hated Dolphins content creator who tries to monopolize the Dolphins content community, wants to be the biggest, baddest wolf, bullies other Dolphins content creators from making videos, talks about other people's wives, you know what I mean? And he copyrighted claiming the video for a 45-second clip. When I exposed him for when the injury happened, the first thing that got on his mind was it was a back injury. It's a back injury. I've seen this before. It's a back injury. 2 seconds later, he says it's a concussion. A fraud, a clown, right? Because that was the entire situation. Like, oh, it's not a concussion because Tua doesn't get concussions because he didn't get a concussion last time or last week against Buffalo. So it has to be a back injury. So I put a 45-second clip in the video of his reaction to it. No harm, no foul. Like I said, no one had any problems with being in the video when the Dolphins won that crazy game against Buffalo. Nobody had a problem with it, right? But when it's against the Dolphins, when it's for a negative reason, then people have an issue with it. So anyway, he copyrighted claiming the video. Not only did he attack me personally, he attacked everyone on the roundtable by doing that, right? The one thing about YouTube, between YouTubers, there's a gentleman's agreement. Do not claim other content from other YouTubers. That's like an unwritten rule. That's like how they are in golf and baseball. There's an unwritten rule, and that's just something you don't do. Had he come to me personally and said, I don't like the way you used the clip, I would have taken the video down. I would have taken the video down. If he felt that type of way about the video, then we could have had a discussion about it, and I would have took the video down. But no, he did some sneaky shit, something that rats do, and he's a rat and he's a coward for doing it. And here's the thing: I have hit up multiple Dolphins content creators. They're all up in my DMs, and he has done this exact same thing to other Dolphins content creators that have used his clips in the past. He's a bully. And I know I didn't want to really, we had a discussion about it. We were debating on whether to even bring up this topic because we don't want to give him clout or give him any type of notoriety for the situation. Like he was afraid to say my name when he brought up the situation. But see, what you got to do to a bully, you got to punch him in the face. And I'm going to do everything in my power to get this dude taken down. Because there's tons of Dolphins fans that have come to me personally that hate the Patriots. They don't like me, but they hate this dude so much that they are willing to share their stories and who he's done this to in the past. He's bullied content creators in the past, and he's done the same bullshit. He's tried to skirt the Dolphins and try to skirt the YouTube guidelines into his favor to try to take down something that doesn't make him look in the best of light. So here's the situation, right, with Reason. I think he's a scumbag. I think he's a coward. And for him to say, and here's another thing, right? For him to get on here, and there's another thing I'm going to expose. He got on YouTube the very year that Tua was supposed to be drafted. TD's been here longer. Dudley's been here longer. I've seen Smoke on social media longer. All the Dolphins content creators have been here longer. It's just so convenient that he decided to make a YouTube channel for the Dolphins the very year Tua was supposed to be drafted. And he wants to call me a fake fan when this dude is not even from the United States, not from South Florida. He lives up there in bumfuck Canada, right? Calling out somebody else's fanhood when all the Dolphins content creators and fans have told me this dude is not a Dolphins fan, he's a Tua near, something that TD has claimed or coined the term Tua near. This dude is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's a fraud. He's a fake. He's a phony. And anybody that supports him, anybody that supports this dude, and I've spoken to a ton of people, we all feel the same way. Even one of my most hated enemies, and well, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to say his name on here, that we've been back and forth. He's a Dolphins content creator. He came to me one day and told me that he thought everything that I said was true on. And there's a lot of scumbag stories that I'm not going to mention on here. I'm going to mention it on my own channel. So if you want the full story, go to my channel. But I feel the need to say something because he attacked not only me, he attacked Dan, he attacked Richie, and he attacked TD, and he attacked people that watch the AFC East Roundtable. And that's all I'm going to end it like that. But I'm not afraid to say his name. Inside the NFL reason, you coward. You're a coward for that, bro. And from this day forward, like I said, we're not going to use this content. We're not going to use this content. And any content we use, we will personally reach out to anybody we use, or me personally, whoever I use to use in the videos from now on, we're going to make sure we get an okay from them. But from what I know, Dudley didn't have a problem with it. Smoke definitely didn't have a problem with it. And T didn't have a problem with it. And I've never had this situation happen to where I use a 45-second clip of a reaction video and get copyright claimed. So I'm just sticking up for the roundtable. I felt like I needed to say something about the situation. I don't know if you guys have anything to add. If not, we can move on. But that's just where I'm coming from. But I need to address it because it needs to be known that this dude is a scumbag coward, bro. That's all there is to it.
So if the guy literally like reaches out to our sponsors too, that was like the last straw.
Oh, do you want to talk about that?
No, not really. But
yeah, and that's another thing too, right? I'm not going to say anything about it, but the dude is. I'm not. I said what I had to say. If you want to learn more about the situation, I advise you to go to my channel after the roundtable and watch the 50-minute live stream that I did on this dude, and I kind of break it down a little bit further. But karma is coming, right? Because you can say that I've used your clips, but I'm 100% certain, and I've known this, that you use clips from other content creators too. You copyright Hawaiian Punch for Tua, which is copyrighted by Hawaii. You use Finside the NFL, which is a complete ripoff of Inside the NFL. So this can cut both ways. If you're going to attack us and come after us, you best believe I took down EDP 445. You is peons compared to that dude with 2 million subscribers. If I can take down that dude, you want to start a war? This is not between Dan, Richie, or TD and you. This is a personal now thing between me and you. And I'm not going to address it anymore on the roundtable. We're not going to talk about it anymore on the roundtable. But I'm going to get you on my channel, bro. What you did was slimy. It was backhanded, and you're going to pay for it. And there's Dolphins fans within your community that think it was backhanded and slimy. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to end the situation right there.
Shout out to David for supporting the roundtable from Canada. Bro, don't judge Canada from our worst person. We won't, David. We love Canada.
And so you know what? Which is great because I feel like that we've made a great transition from talking about a broke boy and going into easy money. Ain't that right?
Prize Picks, baby.
Prize
We made more
Picks,
money on Prize
baby.
Picks last week. I did.
Yo.
I hope you guys did too.
Dude, listen, I literally follow you on Twitter, on Instagram, and I always see your picks. Honestly, I'm going to follow you with every single parlay that you put down from now on.
You know where to find me.
My luck is nowhere near your luck. Don't get me wrong. And so, I'm definitely making some coin, but $1,400. Let's be honest with ourselves. In case anybody doesn't know what Prize Picks is, it is hands down the #1 player prop bet parlay platform on earth, at least according to the AFC East Roundtable. Definitely have a fantastic time going through this with each and every single week. And the best part about it is that if you sign up for Prize Picks today, as long as you end up putting in the code AFC East, that is one word, then Prize Picks will literally match your deposit 100% all the way up to $100. So you get free money and say that you know what you're doing, like Richie down there, then it's just absolutely easy money. So with this segment, with each and every single week, what we decided to do is go through with each and every single one of our teams. We put together a parlay and sort of highlight some of the players where we feel that are going to be easy money picks. And so to include right within your parlays to start off. Richie, listen, man, you are super high on the Jets right now. So let's go on ahead and let's point out some players where I think that you need to
All right. Well, listen,
highlight for it.
I'm high on my Jets, but when it comes to betting, I try to be realistic here. I'm not going to put money on, the over and everything. But if you could see, I got 335 credit right here. That was originally $50. So this Prize Picks, you can win really good money. And the best part about Prize Picks is, last week I didn't hit on all 5 legs. I hit 4 out of the 5. But Prize Picks doubles your money even if you don't get all 5 of your picks, which is such a unique way, which is why I love Prize Picks so much. Even if you hit 3 out of the 5, you get some of your money back. I made a $25 bet on Prize Picks for a 5-leg parlay. 3 out of the 5 hit. I still got $10 back. Another one, I had 4 out of the 5. I still made $50. Another one, all 5 hit. So I won $250. So that's why Prize Picks is so important. And so unique, because how many times have you guys went on a traditional sports book and you made a big parlay and you needed one more thing to win and it just didn't happen? Me, a lot. So that's why I respect Prize Picks, because look, I'll show you the example of my past entries. So
he's flexing on us now.
No, look, these are the ones that I won some money back. So you get an idea. So this was 3 out of the 5. I still got $10. It was a $25 bet. This one, I got 4 out of the 5 correct. So even though Garrett Wilson cannot get to that 48-yard marker, I still won $50. And then this is the one that hit, where all 5 hit, you get your $250. And this is just $25 bets, by the way. So it's times 10 your money. You don't have to do $25 every time. You can do $100 to win $1,000. And you put $100 down, you win 4 out of the 5, you win $100, $200 rather. So it's really cool as like these 3, I didn't profit on this one. You just make some of your money back, so you kind of feel better about yourself. But it's definitely a really good opportunity for you guys. If you want to, if you're new to betting and you're a little nervous about putting money on sports, this is the safest way to do it, in my opinion, because it really is. It gives you a good opportunity, and you just got to pick more or less on all the projected stats. So click the link down below in the description, and then it'll bring you to the Prize Picks website, and then use promo code all capitals AFC East, and you deposit $100. They give you $100 of free bets. It can be $50 and they give you $50 of free bets. You could do $25. They give you $25 of free bets. So definitely take advantage of that promo code, because it's a really fun app. So let's get into the Jets this week, see what they got cooking up so far. They're definitely going to add more than just what they got here for the Jets. Since it's Wednesday and the game's on Sunday, there'll definitely be more. Got to give a quick shout out to my guy Hennessy. Richie, see you this Sunday. #FlightBoys. Hell yeah. This week, by the way, is the first ever Jets Media Day. Shout out to Hennessy. And what Jets Media Day is I got 80 plus of my subscribers coming through to the Jets-Dolphins game. We're going to have access to the field afterwards. I collaborated with the New York Jets. This is the first time I'm doing it, and I'm really excited for the launch of this, because it's supposed to be like a yearly thing. They're going to have my name up on the big board at MetLife. So really excited stuff. My guy Hennessy is going to be part of the AFC East, of the Jets Media Day. So shout out Hennessy, man. Can't wait for Sunday. So let's get into this. Zach Wilson, Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and we'll take the sack total. So I think Zach Wilson against, the Miami Dolphins defense, they are very aggressive. They are a blitz-heavy team. They like to do man coverage. They like to throw the exotic blitzes. And the thing about the Dolphins defense is they rely on turnovers. And they also are okay to give up an explosive play here and there. But what that does is if you give up an explosive play or two, it's okay, because they're still going to get 3 or 4 turnovers, which kind of like counteracts it. So I feel like Zach Wilson's going to hit on an explosive play this week, and I think his pass yards is going to be over 205. Last week he had 252. I think that over 205.5 is definitely a possibility for Zach Wilson, especially if he plays, the way that he did in that fourth quarter throughout the game. Elijah Moore. Dolphins fans, you guys remember what Elijah Moore did at MetLife Stadium against you guys last year? He had his best game of the season on Byron Jones. I know Byron Jones is still battling injuries, but I think this is the day where Elijah Moore has his, breakout performance this season. He hasn't really found his rhythm, because there's a lot of playmakers for the Jets all of a sudden. We got Corey Davis, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Conklin, all these guys. So Elijah Moore has been the odd man out. So I'm expecting him to have a big day. And I think at 47.5 for both of these players, I think they're both going to go over, because if Zach Wilson's going over 205 yards, these two players has to get over on their total as well. And when it comes to Breece Hall, he's their top back now. He's their leading rusher this year. And Michael Carter has kind of took a back seat. I think that they're going to rely a lot on throwing the football this week. And I think Breece Hall is going to get the ball through the passing yard. So I'm going to take the less on Breece Hall running the ball, because I think he had 66 yards on the ground last week against the Steelers. But I feel like the Jets' offensive line, they're banged up right now. They're really struggling to run block because of continuity issues, which is a really big problem. So I'm going to take the less on Breece Hall's yards. And then the Jets sack total, I think this is the week where we get really, really going. And we had 3 sacks last week, and Quinnen Williams is about to destroy, because I know that the Dolphins have a little weak interior offensive line, and Quinnen Williams is playing like the best defensive tackle in the AFC. He is dominating this year. So I'm going to take the more on the sack total to bring it to a $25 bet to $250 if this all hits. And we'll see what it is. So I got the more on Zach Wilson, more Wilson, the less on Hall, and then the more on the Jets sack total at 2.5. So I think they can get 3. So that's what I'll be doing this week for the Jets, as realistic as I could. Now, I think the perfect transition to that could be to the Dolphins and what Smoke thinks that the Dolphins are going to do. So we got Teddy Bridgewater 220, Tyreek Hill at 70, Weil at 65, and I'll do Dolphins sack, and then I'll do Jason Myers field goal. So we'll start off with you, Smokes.
Teddy 2 gloves, 220.5. Jets secondary. I don't want to say the secondary. I think the corners are really talented, but they're also really young. Well, I mean, DJ's really not that young, but I think Sauce can be good. I don't trust your safeties. I know they had a good game last week against the Steelers, but other than that, I think they've been pretty horrendous. The Dolphins, we can't run the football. I don't see that changing overnight. The way McDaniel schemes up plays, I mean, guys are just wide open just based off play concept. And when you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, you're going to yak. I'll take Teddy over 220.5 all day. Tyreek Hill, 70.5. How good is Sauce, really? Like, has he ever played anyone like Tyreek Hill? Is he really that locked down? I know he was talking about that he played, what's his name? Jameson Williams from Alabama, but he ain't Tyreek Hill. You guys run a lot of cover 4 too. It's tough. Like, I have 2 absolute studs, and I'm betting, so I want to make the right pick. But I love Waddle over. So let me skip Tyreek. I love Waddle over because I feel like they're gonna put Sauce on Tyreek as much as they can. But good luck guarding Jalen Waddle. Dolphins defense under 2.5 sacks. Honestly, the pass rush has been absolutely terrible. Sanders over 1.5 kicks. And damn, man, it's like, do I want to bet against Tyreek Hill? Absolutely not.
Listen, man, the one thing that I will say is, the safeties last week, like you said, balled out, but you're completely right. They have not been playing well in the first 3 weeks of the season. I think that has a lot to do with the, them being a brand new secondary. It's like 4 new faces, so they're getting connections and they're getting, familiar with each other. So I'm worried about Tyreek Hill getting just streaking down the middle of the field past the safeties, to be honest. But
yeah, I'm
not worried about Tyreek on the perimeter. It's more down the middle of the field.
Right. And I would feel like an absolute idiot if I sat here and said Tyreek Hill under 70.5 yards and then he goes for $150 and 2 touchdowns. So I'll take the over. I love Tyreek, obviously. I think he's probably the best wide receiver in the NFL. I do think Sauce Gardner is good. I just don't know how good he is yet because he hasn't gone up against anyone like Tyreek.
All right. So this is your thoughts. And I also want to ask you a quick question since we're on the Tyreek Hill topic. What's your thoughts of him saying the reason why he chose the Miami Dolphins over the Jets is because of the state taxes and the Miami, Florida weather?
It's a reason.
First of all,
New
York taxes are terrible.
Well, here's the thing. One, I think he's trying to remove the bulletin board information that Saleh probably had up from when he first signed with the Dolphins. He was like, the Jets? Who? And then he kind of threw a little jab. He didn't throw a jab at Zach Wilson, but he's like, I want to play with 2 of the most accurate quarterbacks. So I think he came up there to retract that bulletin information as much as he can. But he's a genius. I mean, Richie, do you live in New York?
Yes, I do.
Do you like shoveling snow at 4, 5, 6 in the morning whenever you have to go to work? No one likes that. I mean, Dan got mad at me last time because I gave a little jab at his city. But no one likes living in 15-degree weather, 10-degree weather. That's miserable. And then when you're making money like him, you want to talk about state income tax? Oh my God, you might as well cut his contract in half. It's a business move. Yeah. He wants to live in South Florida. in Miami, one of the best cities in the country. No state income tax. You're allowed to go outside. I don't want to get too into it, but trust me, Miami over New York is the absolute move.
So you're telling me if the weather component and the taxes component is out of there, kind of feels like Tyreek would have came to the Jets. Feels like
I would not say that. I would not say that. The only way I could have seen him picking the Jets
that's all I care
over
about
the Dolphins, because I think you guys offered him more money. I think you offered him more money, but probably after the taxes, he would have got more money from Miami.
Yeah, so I just thought that was really interesting, and I want to hear your thoughts. So,
but deep down, you're hurt. Don't lie, you're hurt.
At the time,
you're hurt. You don't have
at the
Tyreek.
time I was.
You're still hurt.
But not after seeing
Richie,
what Garrett Wilson I got.
Look,
Listen,
Richie, let's just be honest with each other for 1 second.
We reset the clock with Garrett. We got a stud on a rookie contract.
Come on, wait. Let's.
I
watched your draft video. I understand how hype you are. Okay, Garrett Wilson, great, like cool pick. Chris Olave is way better than him. You're telling me Tyreek Hill, the number 1 receiver or 1A wide receiver in the NFL, you're okay with him not being on your team right now?
No, listen. At the time, I wanted him when we got the news, and I was pissed off when it didn't happen. But after seeing what Garrett Wilson is and the trajectory of this team, I'd love that we have a rookie to develop around this team with a young rookie contract. And that's nothing against Tyreek Hill. If Tyreek Hill is on the Jets, I'd be so happy because Zach Wilson has a superstar receiver there. But at the same time, I'm not that upset as I once was because the Jets were trying to get DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuel, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill. It wasn't just Tyreek. The Jets were in on the wide receiver market, but instead they turned to the draft, and I think they got their wide receiver 1 in Garrett Wilson, who's on a rookie contract, so they can build around him instead of spending $30 million per year on a wide receiver. So that's really my perspective. It's nothing against Tyreek. I would love him on my Jets. Don't get it twisted.
I hear you. I mean, I would just look at the leading receiver in the NFL. And it's Tyreek Hill. And he could have been a Jet, but I think he made the right move.
Yeah, he said it was this close. And then he's like, I had to make a grown-up decision because of those taxes. I wanted to come with the MILF Hunter, Zach Wilson, with the cannon of an arm, but he's like, I'll go to South Florida and play with Tua. All right, Dan, we're tuning into the Buffalo Bills. How are we winning some money? Here, Dan? Let's hear it.
The Buffalo Bills, man. Listen, I think that there's a key denominator here that TJ Watt is not going to be a factor in this game, which was the cause of many of the nightmares during week 1 of last year. So, and much like the Dolphins, and much like Smoke just ended up saying, the Buffalo Bills also cannot run the football. They cannot. Even if they can, for some reason, every single offensive coordinator that has ever graced that position throughout the past couple of years refuses to. So, I think that when it comes down into pass yards for Josh Allen at about 270, I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to say that's probably a safe bet to say that he's going to throw over 270. I'm seeing this as another 300-yard game. You have to look at it from the opposite side of the ball as well. We have a rookie quarterback out there that struggled tremendously. I know that Mitch Trubisky, he ended up getting benched off of that situation, but Sean McDermott historically completely owns rookie quarterbacks for the most part. So I think that is just going to give the Bills a lot more possessions. I feel like that we are not going to stray away from what we do best, and that's the pass game. And then with that being said, I'm going to have to say that Josh Allen is pretty much a shoo-in for the over at 270. Devin Singletary. If the Buffalo Bills haven't figured out that Zach Moss is not the short yardage back that we drafted by now, then they are never going to, right? Devin Singletary has proven that he is the most competent running back on this roster right now. So I'm thinking it's a toss-up, but I am going to go on ahead and say that he is going to be over the rush yards within 51 from there. And then with Stephon Diggs at 78.5, with the fact that Jamison Crowder, unfortunately, is out for a couple of weeks with a broken foot, that is going to be out. Yeah. Well, wow. No. So I'm pretty sure like 8. The majority of the weeks, let's put it that way, like 6-7 weeks, I think is what they were saying so far. Isaiah McKenzie is currently in the concussion protocol, and we're gonna be having a rookie running outside of the slot next week. So I feel like Stephon Diggs is going to be the majority of the offense. So definitely over receiving yards, 78.5. And then Gabe Davis, I'm gonna have to go the under there, man. I really, really am.
I dropped him on my fantasy.
Where's Josh Allen getting his yards from?
He is definitely going to be getting
Diggs over. You had Stephon Diggs over. Gotcha.
Yeah, most definitely. So I have Diggs going over. I have Dawson Knox having a massive game. I'm not seeing him here right in any sort of option. And then Shakir also is going from there as well. So I see Josh Allen definitely throwing over 300, but with Diggs is definitely going to be up there. And then Gabe Davis, I'm seeing the under there because I think that Shakir, and then I also see with sort of Dawson Knox sort of showing up and then being able from there. So Bills defense. We're going with the projected sacks. Let's go more as well. Their offensive line definitely has quite a few question marks from that perspective. And then I say right there, ladies and gentlemen, would be some.
How much money are you putting on this, Dan?
Right there, I'd put $50 on that. $500 times 10.
Yeah, but if you put 500 down, you win $5,000. Come on.
$505,000. Listen, man, you know what? And so, I mean, we had a joke the other day. And so, we were like, hey, man, so we're getting a check or whatever from something. And then I said, hey, watch me put this entire thing in a parlay. And I'm pretty sure TD was like, Dan, don't you dare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a bit more conservative, and I'm just going to throw a solid 50 spot on there. Because say that I had the luck of Richie over here, then most definitely I'd throw $1,000, but not going to work out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can just put $5 down, guys, and if it hits, you win $50. That's simple. So
super easy.
Simple stuff.
Mike Tomlin's a scumbag. Just had to put that out there. Starting Kenny
did Mike
Pickett in
Tomlin do?
Buffalo first.
He's stripping
game.
wide receivers and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I just don't know how you start a rookie quarterback in Buffalo first game. That's just so flawed.
His first start.
He's got to get murdered.
Just ruin his career. Yeah, just ruin his confidence immediately.
Not a good look.
Yeah, just ruin his confidence immediately.
Oh, there they are. All right.
Where's my boy Zappe?
Zappe's not here because I don't think they announced the quarterback yet.
Yeah, I don't think they ruled the starter.
He's so clearly the over, Tyson.
But just so you know, guys, whenever they do announce who the quarterback is, he'll be on here, whether it's Zappe or Hoyer or whoever it's going to be.
Well, whenever he's on there, you better pick the over. I'm telling you, bro. This is Tom Brady right here, man. This is going to be Tom Brady's first game.
Stevenson.
We're going to run the ball a lot because the Lions have the number one offense in the league, and the way you stop a high scoring offense is you run the ball and chew up time of possession. So they're going to run the ball a ton, especially if Zappe's out there. Actually, it really doesn't pan who the hell is out there. If it's Brian, well, it's not Brian Hoyer, so it has to be Zappe. They're going to run the ball and protect the kid. So as far as running backs go, I would go. I think. For this game, I would say Damon Harris is going to get a lot of carries. I think both of them will get a lot of carries, but I'm definitely going over on the running backs.
Both of them. And then 2.5 sacks for the defense.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. Our defense looks I know we gave up some points, man, but our defense is not as bad as the stats point out. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Lions are really that good on offense either. I just think, man, it's how do you give up that many points to Jared Goff every week? I just don't understand.
They got some dogs over there.
Yeah, wait till Williams gets back.
And so that's the craziest thing to admit as well. So that the Lions have one of the best
firepower
in the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely
insane.
When I saw them on the schedule, I'm like, all right, we got an easy win at the end of the year.
It's really not an easy win for anyone.
No, it's really not.
Same with
if they had somewhat of a decent defense, they'd be a good football team.
Yeah, their defense is, I think, worse in the league.
Yeah, it is.
They're like the number one offense, but the worst defense. Which is
Tyson, how much you putting on this?
For the running backs,
and the sack total.
In a sack total, I'll definitely put $100 on that one. I'm so certain that they're going to run the ball into the ground they're going to run the ball all over Detroit's defense. They have a horrible run defense.
Oh, I think that I might actually follow you on that one.
And I also noticed on Prize Picks, by the way, we're just doing this for fun. But Prize Picks, you have to put another team on the parlays in order for it to work. I tried to put all 5 Jets, and then you have to put 2 players from the other team. So I usually do the same game, and I'm like, all right, that's why last week I had Trubisky's under, and then Pickens is over. So you can't do all 5 the same team, and you can't do the same player multiple times. And the reason why this is not times 10, if this was, say you add Folk here, Tyson, and say Nick Folk's gonna have a day, and that hits, then it's times 10. You win $1,000 over $100. So that's really how
Nick Folk, most accurate kicker in the NFL. You should know, Richie.
I know. That's my guy.
That dude broke a record for most kicks. I think under 30 or 40 yards made. He
Nick
broke a
Folk is
record
good.
last week. I know that.
Dude, when you guys took Nick Folk away from us, we went into kicker purgatory. But now, luckily,
Didn't
we
you
got-
guys like release him though, or something?
yeah. And then,
Yeah, I don't understand why you did that.
But now we got Greg Zerline, and he's money this year, so hopefully he can continue. So
Yeah.
that's really it for the easy money segment of Prize Picks. Again, guys, if you want to use our code AFC East, they will give you literally free money. Where say you want to put $50 on a parlay, you put $50 down, and then they give you $50 of free bets. So say you lose your first bet, then you get a second chance out there if you use our promo code AFC East. And it's really easy. You click the link down below in the description. Put our promo code in. And if anybody uses our code and deposits, let us know in the chat. We'll give you a shout out because it's a lot of fun, man. This is a really fun app that they got here. And I've been winning some money. As you see, I'm up a lot. So join the party and make some money, baby. Let's do it. All right. So now the preview segment.
The preview segment.
It's time.
We love it.
Hold on, we got Caden coming in. The $5 donation. Hey guys, I'm in Suicide League with 47 other people. 7 left, 1,500 payout. Who should I take this week? Finns, Lions, other. Want to save Bills for week 15.
Who does Buffalo play week 15?
Let's see.
Better not be the Dolphins. That'd be the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. This is the best.
Like
This,
it might
if you're in
be.
a Survivor League, it's
It's the
definitely the
Dolphins.
Bills this week.
I would not pick the Lions in that this week.
I got the same thing, Caden. I'm in a survival pool too, so I gotta figure that out. Honestly, let me just look at the schedule real quick. I made my Touchdown Kingdom video, my
Definitely
predictions.
take the Bills this week because week 15. We're gonna get another win in Buffalo.
That's it. That's against the Bills.
Oh,
Cold
up there, brother.
I'm telling you.
Honestly, the Packers, because Daniel Jones might not play. You got to look out to see who's the quarterback for the Giants because Daniel Jones could be out and Tyree Taylor might be out over there in London against the Packers.
Yeah, and they might sign Jake Fromm, and if he steps on the field, that's an automatic L. I love betting against him. Nothing better.
Yeah.
I would go Packers too. Yeah.
I just picked the
That
Packers
Vikings
for mine.
game is sketch. It wouldn't surprise me if the Bears won that game.
No, that would surprise me
This
though.
week's
The
gonna be
Bears
tough.
suck really bad. Justin Fields
Yeah, I
has
think
been
the
awful.
Packers are your best bet.
Fields does look really bad. Yeah.
Packers or the Bills.
Yeah.
Just don't wait till week 15 to bet the Bills. There's no
We
point in
appreciate the
giving yourself
donation,
a heart attack.
Caden. Good luck. I'm in the same boat, man. I'm in the same boat. I don't know who to take. And I just took the Packers last week, so I cannot take them again. So that sucks.
Take
All
the
right.
Bills.
All right. Preview segment. Tyson, take it away, baby.
Yeah, so we're gonna start with the previews, and I want to preview obviously the Lions and the Patriots. I know nobody gives a damn, right? But in the long term, when the Patriots make a run, this is where it started. The Lions obviously have the number 1 offense in the league, 30-something points. It's stupid how
Yeah, it makes
many
no
points they're
sense.
scoring every week. It really is just mind-boggling. But they do have the worst defense in the league. So this is one of those games where the Patriots lose, the season is over with, bro. You can't. I know I've said this before, but man, the season is definitely over. I'm if we lose this game, I'm gonna come up on here next week wearing a paper bag over my head, to be honest with you. Like, I can't lose to the Lions. At home, we wearing our throwbacks. Wearing your throwbacks, you're home against the Lions.
Yeah,
Zappe, this could be the coming out party for him where he could take Mac Jones's job. It's the stakes are just too high. Belichick, man, this is it, man. Like, you can't lose no more for the next 7 games if you look at our schedule, and you can't lose the Lions. The only thing I will say that scares me is the Lions hate Matt Patricia so much that this could be their Super Bowl. Like, they really want to show Matt Patricia Matt Patricia up in this game. And the best way you show Matt Patricia up in this game is to beat the brakes off of us. And Matt Patricia's a horrible coach anyway, but I'm kind of worried about this game. I'm not saying it's a gimme game, but the way the Patriots have played last week, going overtime with the Packers, almost beating Baltimore. I don't count Pittsburgh's game because they're trash. And the Dolphins game, one play could have swung the other way. Jonnu Smith doesn't fumble. Maybe that result goes in our favor, but we're not as bad as our record is. I know it's like you are what your record says you are, but we were 1-3 last season and we turned it around. I have that same faith this season. I think the Patriots are going to win in a rout. I think it's not even going to be close. This is the week that the Lions offense stifles, so that's pretty much my opinion on that.
Yeah, I think the Patriots kill them this week. I'm not gonna lie, just from a betting perspective.
Yeah, if the Patriots lose at home, you're right, Tyson. That's gonna be a big deal.
Oh, we got the Jersey Dolphins as a new member of the channel. Thank you so much, man. Definitely appreciate that. Great way of supporting the channel. And so an even better way of supporting the channel is simply just by smashing the fuck out of that like button. So when you have a chance, definitely do that.
How many likes we got right now? 315. Let's get to 500 likes before this.
Oh, really?
400 likes. Sorry. We got
403. Yeah, most definitely. So I definitely want to go on ahead and keep this short and sweet because I know that we have a Q&A segment that we need to run through here in a second. I'm going to drop the StreamYard link.
I already did that.
Patreon. Oh, you already did. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. I love to see it. So Bills and the Steelers, man, like really any time that I ever see the Bills favored that much, and I absolutely hate this term when it's called a trap game, right? Really hate it. However, I do think that the Buffalo Bills should be able to take care of business today. I mean, when you have a rookie quarterback, their absolute first experience within the NFL, and they're going up against our defensive line, and then literally this is going to be a nightmare for Kenny Pickett, 110% from what I am seeing. Last year, I dropped a video saying that the Bills are going to annihilate the Steelers. I'm not going to do that because I am a bit superstitious. I don't want this to sort of bite me in the ass once again. However, I feel like when you look at the Buffalo Bills and you look at the Steelers, I feel like the Steelers are probably going to be like a top 5 draft pick next year. I really do, just by the way that they are running. This is going to be Mike Tomlin's first losing season, I think, probably within his entire career as the head coach over in Pittsburgh. But really what I want to see out of the Buffalo Bills is I just want to see a healthy team. I want to see execution, and so I don't want to see us like add really any more injuries going into the game. A lot of Bills fans are asking whether or not that Trey White is going to play. Definitely not. It's definitely not going to happen. He's finally off the PUP list, but we're not going to see him probably until after the bye week once we end up going up against Green Bay. But the rookies and the inexperienced secondary that we have in place has been 100% tremendous so far. I have a feeling that we should be able to lock down Kenny Pickett, and I have a feeling that our offense is going to pick up exactly where we left off during that second half. Love the matchups, and that's even considering the fact that we are not in the best scenario when it comes down into active and healthy receivers. I feel like Stephon Diggs is going to have a day. I have a feeling that Dawson Knox is going to have a day, and then Shakir is also going to sort of step up and be able to make plays. Isaiah McKenzie, yes, he is in the concussion protocol. However, from what I've seen in the replays, it doesn't seem to be that serious. I 100% expect him to play on Sunday as well. I see the Bills winning, let's go like 35-13 on Sunday.
Is that TD?
I see a convincing win. What's up, TD? Congratulations, bro.
Ain't nobody want to hear nothing about no trash, Allen.
Oh,
He just
Hey,
had-
TD, you came in at the perfect
I
time
love
so we
him.
can talk about why the Jets are about to
man.
beat your ass Sunday.
Richie, you've been living in delusional land for 5 days now, and I don't know what's up with you. Y'all finna get beat by 50. What's up, Nicky Smokes? Love you, brother.
What's up, TD? Congrats, baby.
Master that twerks, man. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Hey, what did you name your kid, bro? I hope it wasn't Tua.
Kylina.
Kylina?
Okay.
Love it.
I'll have the name in about a day. We still debating.
Yeah.
How do those debates go? Are they one-sided, or do you actually have a say?
Well, I've actually named all my children. I told my wife she can name this one, but I'm still like, I don't like that one. I don't like that one. So we'll figure it out, man. It's all going good. I don't have much time. I got to get back up in the room. I came down to grab me some M&Ms. So let me just be real quick. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm enjoying the show. I was holding my baby girl, listening to the show, listening to Dan's delusion, listening to Richie's delusion, and Master at Works. Y'all just in the dumpster. And listen, at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure, and Nicky Smoke's been holding it down like a G, letting y'all know we the number 1 team in the AFC East. We are to not be rival with, and the Jets actually think they got a shot. Now, this is funny. I ain't gonna lie.
I love this.
Richie, I'm not gonna lie. This is just so funny. Y'all actually think y'all got hope, man. Richie, you're gonna be up here next week talking about, well, the left guard went down and that's why we lost. All kind of little crazy stuff, man. It is what it is. But I just wanted to say, man, I appreciate all you fellas, and I appreciate everybody in the comment section showing me a lot of love, me and my family. Baby girl is here. She is healthy, 7 pounds, 1 ounces, head full of hair, and just one of the quietest babies on the floor. I'll just put it like that. So
And a
she's
Dolphins fan.
Thank you. I was just about to go there, man. A Dolphins fan, and you know what that means? She actually has a future. Imagine bringing a child in this world being a Bills fan. Oh my
God, man!
Just the irresponsibility is just. Anyway, man, I gotta get out of here though, fellas. Great show. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Smokes. I'm for always holding it down and giving these guys the smoke. And fins up no matter what. Richie, I'll see you Friday. Me and Nikki about to roast y'all on Friday here on the round table. So I will be present, and we're gonna wait y'all.
We already 1-0.
Let's go. All right.
So the Jets fan he's bringing on is actually, so I'm gonna watch that.
Wait, Richie, who are you bringing on?
Jets talk 24/7.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna watch that.
Any Jets fans?
Yeah, I'm gonna
tune in,
watch
baby.
that.
We got a big show coming Friday night.
And so he's a personality too.
He is. He definitely
That's gonna be a
is.
really good show.
It's gonna be me and Ryan from
It's
Jets
gonna
Talk
be a really good
24/7.
show.
Nikki
Smoke gonna have his hands full with him.
I can't wait.
All right, so Nikki, I'll give you the floor. I'll allow you to give your thoughts of why you're gonna spank the Jets because we suck. Go ahead.
Well, look, I could play into your hand. I could play into your trap. I do respect the team that you have on paper. I think this is the best Jets team that we've played in probably the last 7 to 8 years. So I'll give you your props there. You guys have already done more than I could have ever anticipated. You're 2-2, but you're just not there yet. You're just not there. And I think it starts with your head coach. I mean, Saleh, I was watching his message to his team today. And not once did he say, oh, we got to win this game. We should win this game. We're tired of this. He's just worried about closing the gap. He didn't say, oh, I want to go beat the Dolphins. He just wants it to be close. He said, I'm tired of losing to AFC East teams. I'm tired of being 0-12. I just want to close the gap. He didn't say, I want to go out there. I want to beat the Dolphins. I want to go out there. I want to send a message. He's just worried about closing the gap. And that's not going to fly. And I'm sorry. I know you got Sauce and DJ, and everything's going great. You guys have a lot of young talent. I'll give you that. But it's Tyreek Hill. It's Jalen Waddle. It's Cedric Wilson. It's Mike Gesicki. It's Raheem Mostert. It's Chase Edmonds. The only thing I'm worried about is Xavier Howard not playing. But Javon Holland, you know his name now. Brandon Jones. Our talent matches up very, very well. We already beat the Buffalo Bills. We are the king of the AFC East. We are the number one team in the AFC. And until proven otherwise, I do not see the Jets beating us. Now, I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think the Jets will score. I think the Jets are going to be able to score because our defense is bend, don't break, but we don't get enough pressure on the quarterback. I think Zach's going to have some time, and I think the Jets will score because every time we play you guys, we really only win by a touchdown. So I'm not going to act like we're going to go out there and beat the Jets by 35 points, but I do think the Dolphins will win by 7 to 10 points just because when it comes down to that fourth quarter, I think it's going to come down to who has the most talent and experience being in those situations, and I think the Miami Dolphins have the advantage there. And I think we have the advantage on the offensive side of the ball, especially with Mike McDaniel calling plays. Now, I know LaFleur and Robert Saleh, they all spent time together with the San Francisco 49ers. I think that plays advantage to Mike McDaniel. I think he knows the inside and out of Robert Saleh's defense. Now, I know you could say the same about Mike McDaniel, but he wasn't really the offensive coordinator there. It wasn't his offense. It was more Shanahan's offense. And then we kind of just took some of it, put our own spin on it, and have a completely different offense. Obviously, the tape's out there. They know each other very well. I just think the talent is too much. I know we don't have Teddy Bridgewater. We do have Teddy Bridgewater. We don't have Tua Tagovailoa. I think Teddy will be all right. Teddy's already beaten the Jets. And like I said before, he's driving a Bugatti. And if he stinks it up in the first half, the Patriots got Zappe. The Miami Dolphins got Skylar Thompson. Y'all don't even know about Skylar Thompson. If he comes into the game, you might watch the resurrection of Tom Brady. But you know how we didn't get him in tampering? We didn't get him. We tampered for him, lost our first round pick for him, and didn't get him. That was a done deal. Brady was a done deal. We would have already won a Super Bowl by now.
You would have been dead to me.
Skylar Thompson comes into this game. The Miami Dolphins will have the next Tom Brady. It's already written in the stars. It's in the skies. And I would be very, very excited to see him go out there. Like I said, man, I'm not going to sit here and say the Jets are trash. Jets are trash. We do own you guys. Like I'm not going to do what Dan and Rico did. They thought they were big dogging me. Rico's like, I'm going to put you in a headlock, remind you where you at. Josh Allen's your daddy. No, this is a good Jets team. I respect them. On paper, they look great. I think they have 2 cheesy wins, but wins are wins. Wins are wins.
Win. That was an NFL win on Sunday. Don't give me that.
Look, this is
I'll
what
give
I'm
you the
saying.
one cheesy win.
All wins are
win
wins. Good teams find a way to win. The Dolphins came back from 35-14. They found a way to win. The Dolphins held Josh Allen on the 1-yard line. They found a way to win. We come back. It's what we do. Wins are wins in the NFL. We have 3 of them. You have 2 of them. Dan, you should have 2 of them. And you know it. The Dolphins are way better than you. The Jets might be closer to the Bills than the Bills are to the Dolphins. I just want to get that out there.
I wish you were 100% correct, Nicky. There. All right, so I love it. I love it. Josh Allen is still your daddy, by the way.
That's cap, though. He's not our daddy because look at the standings. Look at the standings, brother.
So let me just talk about your first point real quick about closing the gap in the division. Robert Saleh is not talking to us, right? He's not talking to the media. He's not talking to – it might seem that way. But Robert Saleh had a message after Week 18 against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. We lost in Buffalo, and his first message to the team after that loss was closing the gap in the division. That doesn't mean being competitive. That means winning in the division because guess what? It's disappointing. It's embarrassing. But the fact is, this Jets team has been historically bad in the division the last 2 years. We don't have a win. So the fact is, Robert Saleh and his coaching staff understands how important it is to win in your division. I mean, that's obvious. Newsflash, you got to win your division if you want to make the playoffs. So I absolutely love that Robert Saleh made it an emphasis since the end of last year. They have a thing on the bulletin board in their training camp saying own the East. It's all about closing the gap in the division because if you cannot be competitive against the Dolphins, against the Bills, against the Patriots, what are we doing here? We're going to continue to be in the basement. We can beat up on the AFC North and split them 500 all we want. We can win against this team and this team. It doesn't matter until we start being competitive and win in a division and not go 0-6. It's that simple. So I love that Robert Saleh and the coaching staff are making an emphasis on closing the gap in the division because if we do not, we have a serious problem. So I think this is a really big test for them to prove all this offseason talk of Robert Saleh saying closing the gap in the division because we got 6 games. Obviously, we do not have a division game yet. This is the first one where us as a Jets fan base can see. And our first 3 divisional games are all at home. We got you guys, and then we have the Patriots, and then the Bills, and then it's our bye week. And then the final 3 games are on the road against it in the division, which will be interesting. Now, to get into the game against the Dolphins, you know, Teddy Bridgewater, I don't think that's a big drop off. Tua Tagovailoa is definitely the better quarterback, and I think Teddy Bridgewater is a guy that can get the job done. I think Mike McDaniel is doing a phenomenal job in his debut as the Dolphins head coach. He definitely has respect in the locker room immediately. He's definitely a wizard offensively, but I think we have an advantage just like you guys feel like we have an advantage over you. I think it goes both ways. You know, Robert Saleh knows him just as much as McDaniels knows Saleh. So I think it's going to be a really fun battle between the two because the LaFleur scheme is basically the same exact thing you said. We took a little branch off the Shanahan and he's making it into our own with his old trick plays and all this West Coast style of offense. But when it comes to the Jets versus the Dolphins, now I want to show you something that I'm really happy that I saw on Twitter real quick because same thing happened last week. And now this does not mean anything is guaranteed here, but this is the exact thing I saw last week before the Jets versus the Steelers, and I was excited to see it then, and I'm excited to see it all over again. So everybody,
oh my god, dude,
picking the Dolphins
over my head.
I have them right where we want them, baby.
No, never mind. They picked the Dolphins.
Makes me sick,
got them
dude.
right
like
where
that,
we want
that
them.
makes me so sick.
This is
Richie.
exactly
I don't mean to cut into your take.
Go for it.
But I don't want to sound contradicting on my own, on myself. This is like how Jet fans feel right now. That's how Dolphin fans felt against Buffalo. You know, but like the thing is, we beat quality opponents going into that. That's the only thing you have not done. But our week 3 was, in my opinion, for us, the Super Bowl, because I said, like you said, if we can't beat Buffalo, we're a fraud. Like, we can't compete in the AFC East. We can't win playoff games if we can't beat Buffalo. You guys can't compete with anyone unless you win in your division. And now you have no Tua. Xavier Howard might not play. And by the way, Bills fans, these are not excuses. You guys confuse context and excuses. If we lose the game and they're not on the field, I'm not saying that's why we lost. It's two different things. Context and excuses. Crying about the sun for why you lost, that's an excuse. That's not context. But to your point, I think this is like the Jets, like, this is our game to make a name for ourselves. So
I
a lot of
also
momentum
thought this
going
was our
on over
game
there.
before the season started. Like, which is why I wanted to make a Jets media day, which is why I'm going to the game with 80 plus of my subscribers, and I made it a whole event. I have a flyer and everything going because this is the first divisional game. Before I saw the outcome of the first 4 games, I knew this is going to be the most important game of the Jets in a long time, and it is that simple. So the one thing I love about this team that they've proved to me so far this year is they are not out of this game until it's completely over. If you guys are beating us in the third quarter and you're up by a score or even 2 scores, I now have confidence in this team because they're going to empty every little last bit of them into this onto that field to will their way back into win. So when we talk about Zach Wilson here, I'm really looking at him because he's coming off a really insane fourth quarter. I mean, you cannot ask for a better performance from Zach Wilson in the fourth quarter. Passer rating of 128, 10 of 12, 120 yards, and a touchdown. The stats were off the charts. Everything was off the charts. But my question to Zach is, can you do that for 4 quarters? Can you be consistent? And he's young. He's learning. So now he has a big test going up against a very aggressive, blitz-heavy Miami Dolphins defense. Now, going into the season, I didn't have a lot of confidence in Zach Wilson to be able to handle pressure, handle blitzes. After that Steelers game, seeing him take 6-man blitzes and stay in the pocket and not run away like a little baby, but step up into the pocket with 4 guys in his face and deliver darts down the field, not once, but not twice, but like 5 times in the clutch. That made me think a little bit differently about Zach Wilson because he showed a different dynamic to his game that I thought we will see a little more later on in the season that I'm hopeful for. So not saying we're going to see that every single game. I really feel like he is going to be a quarterback that's going to be still has a little rust to shake it off, but this Jets team's got playmakers, man. And you guys see the talent, man. You see the talent. It's evident of what Joe Douglas has done this offseason to surround their young quarterback. Now, you guys have an advantage on us because the offensive line, I mean, it's historic about what's going on with this offensive line in terms of injuries. We have 4 offensive tackles injured. But the best player on this team, I don't think anybody knows about this guy outside of Jets fans. He might be the best offensive lineman in the NFL. Elijah Vera Tucker. This man was drafted as a left guard, played left guard last year as a rookie, sensational. Moved to right guard this year. He's been great. All of our tackles are down. He moves from right guard to left tackle last week. And he plays like the best left tackle on the team. Elijah Vera Tucker is a gem, and I'm so happy because this offensive line would be nothing without. Dwayne Brown might be back in this game, which would be a big boost to the offensive line, but I have a lot of confidence in the playmakers to really, counteract the bad offensive line. So when it comes to the Dolphins and their aggressive defenses and throwing the 0 blitzes at you, I have confidence in the wide receivers that we have to get open down the field. I have confidence in Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore to create separation on man coverage over the middle. We saw it against you guys last year. Elijah Moore put up 8 catches, 141 yards, and a touchdown with Joe Flacco throwing him the ball. And Elijah Moore beat Byron Jones over the middle on an insane slant route. So it's been done before, but it all comes down to the defense as well. Teddy Bridgewater is a veteran that I think can get the job done for the Dolphins. But I think if the Jets can, and if Quinnen Williams, who is probably the best player on this team, can just take over this game and get consistent interior pressure with Jermaine Johnson screaming off the edge, with Carl Lawson screaming off the edge, forcing Teddy Bridgewater to throw the ball to the perimeter with Sauce Gardner, who has like a 300-foot wingspan, and all of our amazing playmakers back there in the secondary. I think this defense can really contain the Dolphins. Now, I think the Dolphins are going to get a couple of explosive plays. I think they're going to be a play or two when Tyreek Hill gets loose for a touchdown, or it's Waddle, or whoever it's going to be. There's going to be explosives. But the fact is, who's going to have the more explosive plays this year? The Jets have the most explosive plays, I think the second most in the NFL when it comes to passes. They have the most 15-plus yard passing completions in the NFL. Now, as a Jets fan saying that makes no sense. Excuse me, Richie? What did I just say?
Flacco.
Yeah, I mean, and Zach Wilson did it all over
though,
again,
that's what's going to happen. Fourth quarter, you're down 10, down 17, down 14. You got to start airing it out.
Yeah,
Because y'all were losing, not play design.
it's still explosive plays. You still got to get it done. 15 plus yards down the field. That's called the system, and that's called the playmakers getting open. It's not all about the quarterback. The playmakers got to get open down the field. So all I'm saying is we are a top 8 offense in the league and a top 10 defense in the league if you look at the numbers so far throughout the first 4 games. And that is crazy to me because I did not expect them to be playing at that level. So it really comes down to consistency, game planning, and making sure that we take advantage of all the weaknesses that you guys have, especially with all the injuries. Because I feel like this is going to be a dogfight. I think it's going to come down to the wire. I don't think it's going to be a blowout on either side. If you guys beat us, I think it's going to be a 1-score game. If we beat you guys, I think it's going to be a 1-score game. So I feel like it's going to be a really fun, gritty division matchup. And I'm excited for the task, man, because as you said, this is a very big game for the Jets, similar to you guys going up against the Buffalo Bills when you guys are both undefeated. Because if the Jets win this game, this division looks totally different.
If the Jets win this game, I might shave my head.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Is this a game in Miami or New York?
It's in New York. And
So the thing is that like really when it comes down into building a team right within a division, like your team is built to win like right within your division. So I mean, I definitely see this game being super close. I definitely see this game being a lot closer than what a lot of people are thinking.
Here, the only thing. So the Dolphins, we can't run block, but our pass blocking has been phenomenal. We put Von Miller in a jail cell. We put Greg Russo in a jail cell. And I know you got talent up there. There's no doubt about it. I do see Quentin having a nice day, though, because Liam Eichenberg is so bad. Like, he's actually horrendously bad dog water. I wish he didn't make the team, but we have no other choice. Austin Jackson, please come back, but we might move. I don't know. The story is Liam Eichenberg sucks. Quentin's probably going to have a field day. He probably will, but I don't think it's going to be a field day on sacking Teddy Bridgewater because he had 38 dropbacks, had 1 sack. I think it's going to be Quentin just stuffing the run. I think this game's going to be an absolute shootout because you're not going to run the ball on us. Breece Hall, have him in fantasy. Michael Carter, I have him as a handcuff on the bench. I've liked what I've seen from them, but they're not going to run the ball on this Miami Dolphins defense. No one has, and I don't see anyone doing that. I don't see that changing this week, especially. But with Xavier Howard banged up, no Byron Jones, our whole defensive scheme, to your point, is us being able to come at you with these crazy blitz packages. But if he doesn't play, you have to change up your scheme because when we're coming with Javon Holland and Brandon Jones, we're double teaming your Z wide receiver with the other 2 corners or safety help, and then we just leave X one-on-one with your first or second best receiver. You can't do that if X isn't playing because there's going to be because that means Kader Kohu or Keon Crossan or Nick Needham are going to be one-on-one with Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, and Garrett. You can't do that. You cannot do that. So if Xavier Howard does not play, I'm going to be really interested to see on how the Dolphins change their defensive scheme to adapt to that. But if he plays, if Xavier Howard plays, I really think we're going to get in Zach Wilson's head. And I know he's athletic. I know he's elusive. But that offensive line with those crazy blitz packages, the communication that you have to have, I don't think it's going to be there.
Shout out to Malachi. He's saying the Patriots own the league. There you go, Tyson.
Thank you for the super chat, bro. Appreciate that.
What are you going to say, Tyson?
No, I just wanted to give my thoughts on the game for like 2 seconds. This is an interesting matchup. This is a must-win for both teams, I believe. Because if the Dolphins lose this game, then I think the Jets take over the Dolphins spot, right, for second place.
Yeah, they would be second.
And then you guys would be third, and we'd obviously still be fourth, regardless of what happens. Teddy Bridge over troubled waters. I don't trust him at all, but and like I said, you got injuries in the secondary, which could hurt you because they got some speed. I think this could be the week I start Elijah Moore in fantasy, to be honest with you. But then again, bro, it's the Jets. Richie, I'm sorry, bro. But
hey, man, I respect it. We haven't proved
you can win a division game, bro.
Yeah, we haven't proved shit. I want you to keep saying that because we haven't proved anything, and that's a fact.
Yeah, I agree. But listen, I'm rooting for the Jets. Everyone knows my hatred for Miami. There is a slight part of me that wants the Jets to lose just so you can be back down in the basement with me because misery loves company. And being down this far down is not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling to be this bad. And I want to say one more thing before we end this discussion on the Jets and the Dolphins. I've seen a lot of tweets about the Patriots this week, about us being last, and how the AFC East has the most wins out of any division through the first 4 weeks of the season. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, we've held this division. If it wasn't for the Patriots, this would be the AFC South. Like you guys haven't held your own for 2 decades, and now you're up here. All 3 of you are bragging about little old. We're the best division in the league for the first 4 weeks of the season. Can we at least get to half point to see what that
before,
is?
Tyson.
I understand that, bro, but it irks me, bro. I'm just like, come on, man, y'all. Yeah, I know
you have 6 Super Bowls. I know you're not crying about being in the dumps for a little bit.
What I'm saying is, I'm just like, bro, can we wait until midpoint to really like start putting out these crazy these asinine stats that don't really mean nothing. Like, at the end of the day, I understand everyone's happy that the Patriots at the bottom. I understand that. I understand the hatred. We fully deserved. You don't want to see a team on top of your division year after year after year. It gets boring, which I'm glad the AFC East Roundtable got started when Brady retired and the Patriots continued down, because I highly doubt if me, Dan, Richie, and TD would have started the Roundtable in 2013.
Oh, gosh.
If it would have been bearable. If it would have been bearable and sustainable for the long term, because imagine a Roundtable for 8 years in a row of
a lot more Pats fans in the live chat.
It wouldn't be fun for me anymore.
Yeah, a lot less Bill fans too.
Yeah, and me personally, I wouldn't.
Dolphins fans too.
It wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun.
At least we beat Tom. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about beating Tom.
Oh, we know about beating Tom in the playoffs.
Okay, see, now we're getting off track. But what I'm saying is, I'm happy as a Patriots fan. I like the grind. I've always wondered, why are these guys complaining about being at the bottom? I'm starting to really like being at the bottom because of the grind to get back to the top. It's actually more
because you haven't been in the gutter your whole life. Now,
yeah, exactly. But it's more. It's kind of like a thrilling, a rush of adrenaline.
I love being 3-14. Yes, I love it.
Well, no, I mean not that bad, but
that's why
shit,
have a different feel.
We're at the bottom now. We got to climb ourselves back out of the gutter. I think it's more of a. I know we've won so much where it doesn't. I don't say it gets boring, but it does get a little bit. I don't know, kind of boring when you see everybody else is not, because the knock on the Patriots was that you're only good because your division sucks, right? So everybody else in the division, they held the AFC East against us, whereas now it's a little bit different now. So I'm actually not happy that I'm at the bottom, but it's going to make it even more sweeter that everyone's counting us out. And if we were to somehow crawl back on top, it would just to me, it would be a greater story than this being at the top constantly, because it's hard to stay at the top constantly year after year after year, which, Dan, you're going to start to realize it's not easy to do, but you do have to win a Super Bowl first. But if you start to win Super Bowls, you're going to understand the hatred that comes with being on the top.
To your point, the Jets, the Bills, and the Dolphins, don't get it twisted. We were all in the basement together looking up at the Patriots. The Bills slowly got up there, and now they're at the top, and then the Dolphins followed suit, and now we're next. So that's
and before I end this,
we're the real AFC West. We're what the AFC West thought they would be. So
and I want to say one more thing, because I'm reading the comment section. The knock on Patriots fans were once Brady leaves, Patriots fans would leave. We are as down could get. We don't got Brady no more. Belichick looks like he's a fraud. The league is passing him by. We're last in the division.
Now Tom Brady.
And I don't know about other Patriots fans, but I'm still here. So you can't call me a fair weather fan. It would have been easy for me to jump shit to Tampa Bay, but I didn't. So at the end of the day, man, I actually kind of like being in this position. Not for long term, because I think that would suck, but for now I can it's okay. I'm not too upset.
Yo, Dan, you there? Dan left us.
Okay. Oh.
Dan,
I think we're going to StreamYard, right? Yeah, Q&A's, yeah.
I want to hear Dan's thoughts about the game quick, but he
do you have anybody backstage, Richie?
Yeah. All right, guys. So the Q&A segment is beginning. We got people lined up. So to finish off the stream, we're going to be doing the Q&As. If you want to join and come on here and talk some smack, and if you're a Dolphins fan, you want to ground me, say, Richie, the Jets are about to get destroyed, like TD would tell me, then come on here. All you got to do is click the link down below on the Patreon link. You become a member, $10 per month or more, and you can come join, and you'll get access to the StreamYard link. All the people are waiting to come on now and ask us questions. So we're going to start off now.
You have to be a Patreon member to get into the...
You have to be a Patreon member to join. So when you join, let us know which team you represent first, and then the floor is yours. Keep it. We're going to keep it quick here because we are running a little short on time, but we're going to get to everybody that's calling in. So the first member is Charles. What up, Charles?
Hey, Richie. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. I know which team you're representing.
I represent. Nice to meet you, Tyson. Dan the man. Nice to finally meet you.
Charles, what's up, man? How you doing?
Nicky Smokes. Nice hat.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
How's everyone doing?
We're doing excellent, man. How about
We're doing good, bro.
Things are solid, man. Things are good. You know, like we're just sitting here in the best division in football right now. You know, I feel like
first things first. Well, we could sit there and be glad that the Patriots are doing bad this year. I think the AFC East deserves a lot of credit for being better because for the past, as you guys talked about earlier, for the past 20-something years, it was dominated by the Patriots. And there have been times where our team, the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills, would rarely do anything about it. So I for years, and I have been waiting for this shit for years. I'm not just a Jets fan. I'm a football fan.
Jesus.
And I'm glad the AFC East has done better. Also, that game against the Packers was a very good one. That was a very good game. It reminded me why Belichick is still a very good coach, in my opinion. But I want to talk about the Jets and Dolphins game because this is a humongous game for both teams. More so for the Jets than the Dolphins. And let me explain why. Not trying to be disrespectful, but let me explain why. The past 3 years, the Jets have gone 2-16 versus the AFC East. That is atrocious.
Worse than
atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. And my main concern for the Jets is their pass on defense is their pass rush. Because our pass rush prior to Bryce Huff getting in the game against the Steelers, it was bad. I mean, yes, Quentin Williams has played well. Jermaine Johnson has had some nice moments. Carl Lawson has had some nice moments. But to me, I thought our pass rush got even better when Bryce Huff came into the game because, Bryce Huff, I was on Let's Talk Jets radio yesterday, and he was preaching for weeks to get Bryce Huff onto the field because he was inactive the first 3 games of the season,
which made a big impact in this first game.
Which made no freaking sense to me. Plus, I love our cornerback. I think DJ Reed is a stud. I think he's one of the better corners in the NFL. I like what I see from Sauce Gardner. But this, to me, when it comes to the Dolphins receivers, it's going to come down to the Dolphins' speed. Because the Dolphins, to me, have the scariest wide receiver duo in the NFL.
In NFL history.
I wouldn't say that
Take your flowers, Nicky Smokes. Take your flowers.
I wouldn't go that far.
4 threes. Can't coach it.
So, Charles, before we get to the next caller, give us your prediction. I know you had the Jets losing against the Steelers, and we were both happy that you were wrong. So who's winning this game? I hope you picked the Dolphins, to be honest.
Actually, Richie, I'm picking the Jets to win.
All right, Charles, you're wrong against the Steelers, but you're gonna be right against the Dolphins, baby. We ride, Charles. Let's go Jets. All right. Anything else you'd like to say before we get to the next caller?
28-24. Jets.
28-24 Jets. Okay. I love it, Charles.
Have a good day, everybody. Pleasure to meet you guys.
Thanks. Appreciate it, bro.
Charles. That's a great member of Jets media. He always comes into my call-in shows, and he was down on the Jets going into the Steelers. But the Jets proved them wrong, baby. And now, this next caller, he's a fan favorite amongst the AFC East Roundtable. You guys might remember him from last week. He's about to come in on fire, Nicky Smoke. So I want you to just be prepared.
Oh, man. Is this who I think it is?
Oh, it's who you think it is. Everybody get ready Because
Oh,
Jimmy
God.
Casket's in the building representing.
Jimmy
He
Casket.
made a new logo. It's no longer a Packers logo. It's the Jets logo. Everyone brace your ears because he's about to scream his ass off because he's been saying, before Jimmy comes in, I know he's biting at the bit. He's been saying, just wait for Zach Wilson to come back. You guys will see. Zach Wilson came back, and I can't wait to hear what Jimmy's got. Jimmy, what's good, bro? Can you hear me?
Can't come out flat with that
We've heard enough of
introduction.
Jimmy
Come on,
Casket.
I gave you the best introduction of all time.
Bro, can you hear me?
Oh, there you go. What's up, Jimmy?
Oh.
Look, this week the Jets' revenge tour against the AFC East is beginning. All right, we're gonna destroy the Dolphins. All right, Zach Wilson's gonna carve up that defense like salami, and our defense will destroy Tyreek Hill and Waddle. You know, Sauce Gardner destroyed Chase. It's time for Tyreek Hill, and LaMarcus Joyner and Jordan Whitehead will also decimate them as well. And after we're done with OnlyFans and the Dolphins, we're going for Master Twerks and the Patriots. And after we destroy them, we're coming for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, and we'll take our rightful throne on the AFC East, and we'll
Rightful
all
throne.
over you as you'll be all our subjects. All right, we're gonna destroy all of you. All right.
Crack
Hey,
Hills.
Jimmy, you
Zach
wanna know-
Wilson is
Jimmy,
coming
you want to know a
back.
good stat?
Zach
Here's a
Wilson
good stat
is
for
back.
Jets
What did I
fans.
say week
The
one?
Indianapolis
Week
Colts
three,
have
I
more
said we're-
AFC East division
pull out the
titles than the
full
Jets.
Potential of this offense. Look what happened, bro. He literally caught a TD. Have you ever seen a quarterback do that? No.
Yeah,
Zach
Nick
Wilson
Foles
did.
did it in
Right
the Super
from
Bowl.
his-
It's common. That's a
right
common
from
trick
his
play. Please
injury,
tell
though.
me you don't
Right-
have the Jets winning the AFC East because you saw Zach Wilson catch a touchdown.
Yeah, but he
No,
hit the
but
Not
we're
the
gritty
real
getting
one.
better every
Did Nick Foles
every,
hit the gritty
every
afterwards?
week. We're
No.
getting
That's
better.
fact.
We're getting better, and our defense has clicked last week, and we're gonna destroy the Dolphins this week. I promise you that.
Destroy the
Like, our
Score
Dolphins.
D-line-
prediction,
Heard
Jimmy.
that.
Give me your score
Our
prediction.
D-line is gonna destroy Teddy Bridgewater. It's not even gonna be funny. Like 7 sacks. He's only gonna have 2
God
seconds.
dang.
2 seconds to throw the ball, bro. Tyreek Hill's not getting down the field that fast. I can tell you that much. Like
Oh, man.
it's over. It's over. I told you. Zach Wilson was gonna unlock the full potential of the offense. Y'all didn't listen to me. But look what happened. He's back. He's back.
baby.
And he's
Jimmy,
gonna
I
dive
appreciate
into
you
the
representing the
He's
Jets,
gonna
baby.
dive
You're
into
like,
the end zone like he dives into your mother's legs. All right.
Okay,
oh,
bro.
Great
Oh,
finale.
my
All right, Jimmy. Before we get into the next caller, I
Jimmy.
want you to give us your final score prediction of the
Jimmy.
game.
24-14.
Okay, that's more realistic score. I thought you were about to say 50-0. All right, 24-14 Jets. Jimmy, we appreciate you as
We're
always,
still
my man.
selling synthetic
Can't-
weed in New York. I see.
I can't wait for
That's just
Wednesday next week
ridiculous.
where we're both celebrating together. Shout out Jimmy Casket. Nikki, what do
Jimmy
you thought? of Jimmy?
Casket
You didn't
is,
like you don't like his energy?
Great energy. He's just definitely on drugs.
I don't know that. TD, if
Like
you're
you're
watching
like,
this-
look, you're 2-16 in the AFC East. You can't just say destroy the Dolphins and then you're gonna beat the Patriots and beat the Bills. He's optimistic. Like, look, I get it. Like, I've been there. Like, I've been a delusional Dolphins fan, but to destroy the Dolphins and lock down Tyreek Hill, Jimmy Casket, I got another
All
story
right.
for you, brother.
well,
Jimmy Casket.
TD, I hope you're watching this. I love you, man. But is Jimmy the TD Fins talk of the Jets fan base?
I think he might be. Yeah, I think he might be.
I love you, TD. I hope you're watching. All right. The next caller is another familiar face, and he's representing another fan base. You guys can take a break from those no more Jets fans. Don't worry. He's representing the Buffalo Bills.
Mel, what up, dude?
Yo,
What up,
What's
baby?
up,
How you
bro?
doing?
welcome back, my man.
Chilling, bro.
Hey,
How's
hey,
life?
hey. Life is good, bro. Life is good. So I don't really need to talk about the Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their quarterback's name is literally Pickett, so we're good there.
We picked him 3 times, baby.
Yeah, see, his name's literally Pickett, so I'm not worried there. The big game is, of course, the Jets and the Dolphins. The Jets have looked better, so I got to give the Jets their flowers. Sauce Gardner looks like the correct choice, right? Quarterback Garrett Wilson, right? Looks really good. And then the third pick was it Jermaine Johnson? Looks solid as well. So the Jets are looking like they're making the proper roster moves in the draft, doing the right thing. Good for you guys. I see you guys as the rivals coming forward. As for my man Nicky Smokes, aka Budget Matt Milano, yeah, I don't really know how you can say not excuses but context, and then look at the Bills as if we're making excuses. It's the same damn thing, right? We had half our defense missing. It was hot as shit. We were in our dark jerseys. We're in the sun. It's okay. You guys were in the shade. You guys got to win by 2 points. It's cool, man. We'll see you in Buffalo in December.
You will see us in Buffalo.
We will. That's the schedule determines that. No one can say it. We have to play in the elements, like I said last week when I was on here, so I'm not ashamed of it. We lost elements, whatever it is, be damned. We lost the game. You're going to be the Patriots next year when you see us again, second time around. What it boils down to for me with the Jets and the Dolphins is Tua is out, and while Tua isn't excellent and great or anything like that, Tua has played efficient football. He's played efficient ball, and he's not going to be in there. And Bridgewater has left a lot to be desired. He's left a lot to be desired. And the Jets' defense has looked pretty good. They've looked pretty good. This game is going to be interesting. I'm not saying the Jets are going to win or the Dolphins are going to win. If I'm leaning one way, it's the Jets in this game, right? They did beat the Bengals. The Bengals just beat the Dolphins. That's, MMA math, which doesn't necessarily work.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work. If you watch boxing, Shane Mosley loses to Vernon Forrest. Vernon Forrest loses to Fernando Vargas. Fernando Vargas loses to Shane Mosley. It's the same shit. It's round and round we go, right? Styles make fights. Styles make football games. We'll see how this game goes. But I have the Jets winning this game with a last-second field goal.
That's 2, Richie. Let's go.
Last-second field goal, 31-29, Jets. Would I be surprised if the Dolphins win? No, I wouldn't be surprised. They have the speed, and Teddy Bridgewater, he can throw an occasional nice ball. The Patriots, I don't even know who they play. Good luck. You guys play the Packers tough with, your third string.
Play the Lions.
You play the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might not. You might lose that one.
See, I want you guys.
Nah, I think the Patriots
Lions,
team well done.
I don't think so. The Lions have scored more than 35 points per game.
Yeah, but and they've also given up more than 35 points a game.
Yeah, but you don't have that.
What do you mean? We scored 28 last week against Green Bay, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but Green Bay is kind of.
Stop it, bro. Stop
Hey, don't lie. You're rooting for the Jets.
Like your energy, bro. Win a damn Super Bowl.
I'm not rooting for the Jets. I'm not rooting against the Patriots either.
But you're rooting for the Bengals on Thursday.
Yeah, he was.
I definitely was. I definitely was. I wasn't rooting.
You're telling me you don't root against every?
No, big mad.
Every
No.
I'm
just talking about I'm talking about the Bills fans that put the Cincinnati Bengals logo inside their logo. Like that. Like that's just unreal.
That's weird, but it's also been done before when we had the old Ravens versus the Bengals and we got in the playoffs that way. That's not abnormal for us.
I mean, if playoffs on the line, sure, but if you're just salty that you finally lost for the first time in the last 7 games, you're just mad.
I understand that. It's not the last 7. Yeah, it's actually. We won 7 of the last 8 before that. Now it's 6 of the last 8. Because the one that you guys beat us was between the first and the third and the second.
All I know is we're 1-0 this year.
You are 1-0 this year. You're not. You're going to get slaughtered the next one. It's going to be bad.
We're not getting slaughtered.
We're not going to punt that game. It's going to be bad. It's going to be rough.
3-2 next
week. That's what y'all said last time. We're not going to punt. We're not going to punt. You scored 14 points.
Yeah, you're going to
get 14 points.
It was 19, but cool.
Offense, 14.
Hey man, when you guys scored all those points against the Ravens, it's all okay. It's all good. No matter how you scored them, you got them.
We scored touchdowns.
Cool. But it's not what happens when you see the Bills. See, this last time you saw the Bills, you put up 21, and we didn't put up.
And
20.
won the game. And Josh Allen and his big offense, they were on the field for 40 minutes, and the offense put up 14. Then you got a field goal and a butt punt.
That was hilarious, by the way. Anyways,
it was hilarious.
We're gonna see you when the weather's nice and fair for everybody, right? You'll have heaters. You'll be okay because we're not.
I hope you guys meet in the playoffs. I hope it.
If they make the playoffs, if they don't,
they're not making the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You might not make the playoffs.
Yeah, no, we're gonna make the playoffs.
We're 3-1.
We're gonna win the division.
So are we. All right, man. Anything else you'd like to say before we get to the next caller, my man?
Join the 3-1 club. No.
Number 1 seed.
Hey, everybody on the show, you're all great. Even Nikki. Appreciate all you guys for being on here and representing your squads. Go Bills! But this Sunday is going to be a very interesting week for all 3 teams, and may the best team come out on top.
There's 4 teams in the division.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
not 3.
4 teams. No, all 3. I said all teams. All teams involved in the division. There's 3 games with the 4 teams.
Okay.
3 games. Dolphins and Jets.
Got them.
So
there we go.
In these 3 games. Let's go.
Appreciate that.
May the best teams win.
All right. Have a good one, man. Have a great
night. Wait. Ask him who's going to win. Oh, wait. No, he already said the Jets. He said the Jets. That's
I said Jets.
You got
31-29.
Yes. Let's go.
Hey, 31-29.
Jets too.
Thanks for bringing me back for confirmation, though. Love you guys. You guys.
We got you. Love you, bro. 31-29 Jets. Hey man,
I love
you're
it.
not.
Who's the
on.
next one? Who's the
Listen,
next
listen.
one?
These are the experts, by the way.
Nah,
Just reminding
nah,
everybody. These are the
I'm not
experts.
buying
They
that.
know who's
Nope,
winning this game.
nope.
They know who's winning
Hey,
this game.
in my mind, it's 2-0. I don't even see that.
We have him right where we want him. All right, next caller who was here last week, who has a very similar name as mine, who represents a different team. It's the boy. Great to see some Patriots fans.
What's up, bro?
tuning in.
Yo, what's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Because it's lonely at the bottom. It's lonely at the bottom.
Hey, we're not gonna be at the bottom.
I know, bro. Oh, these dudes don't realize, bro, what's about to happen,
Just
bro.
wait
We about
on
to go
it.
on a run like last
The
season.
Go look at the Patriots' next 6 games. I want to tell you they're about to go on a 6-game winning streak again.
Yeah, I see.
Everybody,
Jets
they
schedule.
don't
Next
get
game,
those.
This is what the Patriots need to do. They need to go back to what they did last year, running the football first with Ramondre Stevenson and Damian Harris. That's how they win football games. And a lot of teams in the NFL, if you guys notice, the scoring is down this year. Teams are sitting back and playing cover 2 a lot. So if you can run the football, you're going to win. That's why Cleveland's in games every week this year, because they can run the football with Nick Chubb. If the Patriots can run the ball and set up their play action, that will win them games. It'll be in every game. That's why that as bad as like they had all the injuries, they didn't have their number 1 wide receiver. They had their 3rd string quarterback, all that. They ran the ball on Green Bay, and that's why they were in the game till the very end.
I agree. And running, you got to be able to run the ball late in the season too when the weather gets cold. You know what I mean? And teams don't like to get down and gritty, and you know what I mean. So yeah, man. Anything else you need to say, bro? Anything else you want to say?
A few things. I actually think the Dolphins and Jets game will be close. I mean, I think the Dolphins are the better team, obviously, but I will
So
say
you have the
this:
Jets winning.
I do have the Dolphins winning slightly. I think they win by 3 or 4 points. But I will say this: the Dolphins' record since Tua's been there, and without Tua, we might diss Tua a lot, but if you look at their record with Tua, they win like 75%.
He's him.
of the game. And without Tua, they're not very good. So
I like the sound of that.
that's
Bridgewater.
the one thing here that I'm like, I think the Dolphins are the better team on paper, obviously, and Mike McDaniel, I like what he's doing, honestly, offensively, but
Yeah, he's him.
But I call him Third Boy, but
You call him whatever you want.
He's Logic, bro. He's a poor man's Logic. The Logic, the rapper.
He's him.
His interview,
He went to Yale.
I could crack up and watch him and Belichick's interviews all day. I could go watch Bill Belichick's interview and then go and watch his and
I
crack
can't
up
watch
all day.
Belichick's interviews, man. I can't agree with you on that one. I
No,
don't know.
Day to day.
Nah, the Belichick's funny because he never tells the interview or the people anything. He
Yeah,
never
but it
says
gets old.
anything.
Day by
See,
day.
he could get away with that crap when he was winning. He can't get away with that crap no more, bro. You can't be a douchebag when you lose. No. But
Yeah, but I mean, they're gonna start winning.
well, like I said, man, I want everybody to just keep doubting us, and we'll see what happens. But
Now I will say our last end of the schedule does get tough again. Where we got Miami at the end of the year, we got Buffalo at the end of the year.
mhm.
Oh, originally though,
Yeah,
I
we
thought
own real estate up there now. We own
I thought the Raiders and Cardinals would be a little better than what they were, so we actually might win those games at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we got a chance to make the playoffs still, even though. And remember, people don't remember this. The Patriots started 1-3 last year.
It's a fact.
These
Can't count them out yet.
these clowns don't remember that, bro.
They started 1-3, then they went to 2-4, and then they went on the 7-game winning streak and were the number 1 seed in the AFC at one point. And that's over
Yep.
Dan Mitchell. That was over Dan Mitchell's Buffalo Bills at one point.
Oh man. All right, now you're giving me flashbacks. So we'll see if that happens, Patriots media.
That's included a game where the Patriots only ran the ball 3 times.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we appreciate
you see
your
how
call.
bothered, bothered everyone gets here when we start spitting them facts. They don't like that. They don't want to see us. They want to see us so down.
Tyson,
down
why do
in
you
the-
think we
Just
are
watch the
pointing
wild
down at
card
you when you're
game
there? 'Cause
last
we don't know
year.
how long it's gonna last. We got to do it when we can. Kick you down when you're there.
The
That's why we're doing it.
last thing I want to say before I leave, make sure TD is on the show next week, because the last
Oh, he'll be here.
The last 2 weeks I
Man.
came in here, TD has not been on this thing. So
Oh yeah, he
Make sure
wants
he's
to meet
here
with
next
TD.
week.
Yeah, last week was the hurricane. This time is his kid. So we'll make
Don't
sure
worry,
of that.
we'll get him next week.
Sorry, I just
Another natural disaster happens.
TD's blaming it on his kids. You know he goes ghost when he loses.
No, he's calling him out now. I know TD's
Yeah.
watching. Patriots feed is calling you out, TD.
Started 3-0 and showed up on the round tables, and then you lose one game, and then we're not showing up this week.
I love it. All right, Patriots media.
Appreciate
we
it, bro.
you.
Appreciate the support, man.
Yeah, we'll see you next week with TD. All right, we're gonna get into
He
the
definitely
next.
just sized me, right, Dan? He was like, "Who's this little peon? Who's this little peasant filling in for TD?" That's what he just said.
Yeah, he just took a little shot at you, man. He doesn't like you.
Smoke, we like you, man. We like you, bro.
I'm just
Great representative. The same energy as TD. We need that. Thomas comes in. Thomas, what's good, bro? Your mic's muted.
Yeah, Mike's
Your
muted, bro.
mic's muted, bro.
Still muted.
You're muted.
Yo, Thomas, mic's muted. There you
You're-
go.
There we go. How you doing, Ricky?
Doing good, man.
How you doing, Works? Great conversation we had last week. Great conversation.
On Friday, right?
Yeah, last Friday we had a great
Yep,
conversation.
I remember.
Now, who's that Bills fan? Holding his hands. What's that
Dan.
dude's name?
Dan Mitchell.
Oh, Dan. Yeah, that's right. Sorry I missed you last week. I got sick. I didn't come on the show. I didn't talk my shit. Yeah, we kicked your ass. And I told you to show respect. I told you, Dan,
2
to
points.
give respect.
Oh my
And
God.
you didn't give respect. And that's what happens.
Bro, we'll see you in December. That's all I gotta say. I'm past that game, man. I'm past that game.
Yeah, you're past that game.
I'm past that game, bro. I'm past that game.
Ricky, congratulations, 2-2.
Thank you,
Man, Jets. I'm gonna give Jets respect. Not gonna talk shit.
Respect to
There's
you.
no shit to talk. Jets are showing out. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But when it comes to this week, you better hope both Xavier and Howard can't play. You better hope. What's that other asshole's name?
Byron's already not playing.
Byron's out? Well, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That's your only chance. Sauce Garner or Sauce, whatever Sauce not covering Hill. Alexander is not covering Waddle. That's it. Who
It's
can
that
out
simple.
throw?
It's like 1+1.
So it's a wrap. So the Dolphins win. It's easy.
No, not really. Because we do have to play Teddy Bridgewater. Jesus Christ.
Teddy Bridgewater, 24-6 against the spread on the road. Just putting that out
Bridge over troubled waters.
Jesus. Somebody push Skylar in. Put Skylar in, please.
there. Skynet, y'all don't know about Skylar
Hey,
Thompson.
man,
He's the
we
next
got
Tom
You've
Brady.
seen
experience.
him.
If you put Skynet in the second half, we had the same thing happen to us last week with Kenny Pickett being inserted in the game. We
Yeah,
know how
but
to
here's
handle
the thing:
rookie
Kenny
babies.
Pickett sucks. Skylar Thompson is the preseason MVP at the NFL. Like he is.
Kenny
actually
Pickett's better
him.
than Thompson.
No, he's not. He's not.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
He's not.
Kenny Pickett is better than
He's not better
Skylar
than
Thompson.
Skylar Thompson. He's not.
Give me
Put that.
$1,000. Somebody give me $1,000 to put that bet on right now. I don't have $1,000.
So is Thompson ever going to play for the Dolphins, or is Tua like your guy? Like I don't understand this debate.
No.
Kenny
Tua's
Pickett's
our
the
guy.
Two is him.
So
But like
Skylar's gonna
Skylar
be the
Thompson
long-term
could be
backup,
him
or he's going to
too.
go somewhere
Like
else.
Drew Bledsoe was the league MVP. He got knocked out. Tom Brady took him to the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, Tua's our guy. But if Skylar Thompson gets in, you might be watching history repeat itself. I'm just telling you what's happening before it happens.
All right. Well, we'll see. He's the second.
Okay.
He's the third string, right? Not second.
Yes. Well, he's the second string this week.
Yeah. All right, Thomas. Anything you'd like to say before we get to the next caller, my man?
I know Dan put on the hat and he put on the jersey and he did his whole thing that he had a bet with the man with 8,000 kids. But do you really think you're still better than the Dolphins when it took you 3 quarters to do what we did in one, beating the Ravens?
So
you really
my
think you're
counterpart-
still better than us?
So what my counterpart put beautifully a bit earlier in this episode. It's not excuses, it's context. It's context. We were injured out the wazoo. Right, bro. You did not play the Buffalo Bills. You played the Buffalo Bills practice squad on our offensive line and our defense. Okay? Y'all beat us by 2 points. Congratulations. First time in 4 years.
Wait. By that same
First time in 4 years.
context. Wait. By
4
that
years.
same context, if Tua didn't get hurt, we'd be 4-0.
How do we know that?
No, we'd be
how do we know
4-0.
Yeah, how do you know that?
That's not a fact.
It's not a fact.
Because Tua would not thrown an
We were
off.
winning that game when he got hurt.
He threw a pick before he got hurt. What are you talking about?
Threw that.
I'm talking about that last play
Look,
where Teddy Bridgewater saw Mike Gesicki going left and he threw right.
We're
Tua
not
wasn't gonna do
living,
that.
we're not living in what happened if this happened, bro.
Get used to
What
that.
Well,
What's
happened?
happening again on
that's
Sunday?
just what
You're gonna be
Dan
like,
was
yeah,
trying to
Tua's
prove.
playing, we'll beat the
That's
Jets.
what Dan was trying to
Tua's
say.
playing, we'll beat the Jets.
If wins and butts. If wins and butts wins games, we're 4-0.
We're 4-0
If
too.
wins and butts,
Patriots can
Hey,
be
Zach
4-0.
Wilson. Hey, Zach Wilson's undefeated. Zach Wilson's 1-0. Zach Wilson played all year. We're 4-0 too.
is that not the point he was just trying to make up? If wins and
Richie,
butts?
I
Richie,
agree, Thomas.
you genuinely believe like Zach
Jets are
Wilson's
4-0.
the franchise quarterback of the Jets?
If you watch my channel, the answer to that is I'm not crowning him as a franchise quarterback until he proves it, because I learned my lesson with Sam Darnold for crowning him too prematurely. So
like that.
he still has
I
to
like
prove
that.
a lot to me before I did not buy his jersey yet. I'm very superstitious with this, because with Sam, it was the complete opposite. I got his jersey. I got a sign. I was like, I finally got Sam Darnold, my quarterback. And then we all know that happened. So
Yep.
I'm being cautiously optimistic
Smart.
with Zach, but he's definitely impressed me so far. So Thomas,
If
we
wins
appreciate
and
the call,
butts.
man. Yeah, if ands and buts. All right, Thomas, we're going to get to the next call. Thank you so much, my man. Hopefully see you next week as well. And then we're going to get to the final caller here of the AFC East Roundtable Q&A. If you guys are not already, please do us a gigantic favor and smash that like button if you're enjoying this episode. We greatly appreciate that. And shout out Nikki Smokes for representing the Miami Dolphins and replacing TD Finstock. By the way, any Jets and Dolphins fans, we're going to be live on this channel Friday night. It's going to be me and Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7 going at it with TD and Nikki Smokes. So the finale is going to be a guy that came out here once, and he's representing Ken Green, baby. What's good, brother? Can't wait to see you Sunday at the game. Let's go.
Yo, what's up, guys? How's everything?
What's up, man?
Everything is great. Jersey's great. We're all great right here.
Gotta represent. So far, I'm not gonna lie, Richie. Every time I've worn my Garrett Wilson G-Dub jersey, we've won.
So you
So
wearing
I
it to
might
the game
wear
Sunday?
that Sunday, so this way we can beat Nikki Smokes over there and then Miami Dolphins.
Hey, I told
First-
Nikki Smokes
first
when we beat them, I'm going to do his video all over again. Tell everyone to have a safe flight home.
Please do. Please do.
That'd be great
So,
to see.
like that's my get out of jail free card.
I got
praying
you. I got
do
you.
that.
That would be great to see. But nah,
It's not gonna happen, but I
Richie,
would love
I
to
gotta
see
say
it.
though, for Friday, they're not ready when you and Ryan get together. They ain't ready for that.
I know. I have no idea.
Ryan's just as passionate as you, man. It's gonna be fun to watch, so I'm definitely gonna be seeing that. But nah, one thing I need to say though is that you're losing on Sunday, like I said before. With Miami. You're losing. I said it back in the beginning of the season. Didn't I say this against TD?
You did.
I said Zach's gonna come back from Miami. Is gonna throw for over 300. He threw for 250 last week against Pittsburgh, but that's his first game back. He's got rust. Shake it off. You'll be fine. You'll be fine at home, and we're gonna get the dub and get 3-2. That's it. Patriots. I hope they win, to be honest, because I like the Lions, but their defense is trash. I don't like it. I really don't. I just want Amon St. Brown to do something fancy. That's all I want from the Patriots. Just give me that. I don't care if you guys.
Yeah, you're 0-4 in our league, bro. Come on. Got to get a win.
Yeah, I know. My whole team's hurt. Look what I got. Check out my. I promise you, bro. Look at my roster, bro. My whole team's like injured. It's annoying. I just traded away Kyle Pitts for Devonta Smith straight up because he hasn't done anything.
saw that.
But nah, how do you think they're even going to do, though, on Sunday?
The Jets?
Yeah.
I think
sticking out for us.
Who's sticking out for us is going to be Quinnen Williams. I think he's going to have his best game of the season. I think he's going to have a sack minimum and just be a completely difference maker in that game. And I think the secondary is also going to get their hands on the ball. And I think this is a really important game for the defense to kind of take over and create turnovers, and for the offense to play turnover-free football, which will not be easy against a defense that loves to turn the ball over. So I would like to limit Zach Wilson to 1 interception. If he can throw just 1 and not 2, I like our chances. But I think it's going to be, a battle. It's going to be, I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be 3 points either way.
I think Zach's going to play better, though, especially, though, with Byron Maxwell and probably Xavier Howard going to be gone, too. I want Sauce to be locking up Tyreek Hill, but I know that's tough. I know that's tough.
Shot.
He's the fastest receiver in the game. I know that's tough. I know it is. But I want one thing. I want to ask you this, Nikki. I want to ask you something. Who the heck's this Skyler guy y'all keep talking about? Are you talking about?
Let's not get into this, bro. We don't need a whole. Oh God,
bro.
I never heard of
Tyson got his calling. He's like, oh, Zappe, you better get his jersey. You better be on price.
We haven't seen Skyler play in an NFL game yet.
You might, and you might torch the Jets for 250 and 2 touchdowns and a half. I'm just saying, if the Dolphins are losing at halftime and you see number 19 walk onto the field and he takes a snap, say your Hail Marys and your saving graces because it's over. It's over. Preseason NFL MVP.
That goes to Chris Streveler, by the way.
I was going to say,
preseason NFL MVP.
I guess we're doing that, but I'll make sure I do that after he throws his first interception to either Jordan Whitehead or Sauce Gardner. It's like Kenny Pickett. Same thing.
First pass attempt, interception.
I don't know if we're going to strip sack. I don't know if we're going to strip sack Zach Wilson. That's a mouthful. Or if we're going to get an interception first. I really don't know. But one of them's going for a touchdown. It's either going to be a pick 6 or a strip sack for a touchdown. That's how the Dolphins get their first touchdown on Sunday. Remember, I told you that. So when you're sitting at the game and you got your nachos and your beer and you see Zach Wilson get strip sacked and the Dolphins go in the end zone and you spill it on your shirt and you look down, I want you to be like, damn, Nicky Smokes did
Bro,
that.
I will make sure.
It's all good, though. This is resilient Jets. We came back twice. We could do it again.
We're also winning, though.
He's going to throw a pig or get strip sack, bro. He's going to be grittying all in the end zone with a dub. That's all I got to say to that.
All right, man. Score predictions. Give us your score predictions, bro, before we let you go.
35-21.
Oh, baby.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
35-21. Jets get the dub. You're my guy, bro. I'll see you on Sunday, my man. Looking forward to Jets.
Good night, guys.
This is how I know the Dolphins are going to win. Because, at least when we made our score predictions, week 3, it was 21, 18, 24-20. Jets fans are coming up here 34-10, 38-16, 55-3. That's actually a Bills fan said that. I remember last time I came here for the round, they were like, oh, we're going to win 56-3. Trash ass.
22-19 Jets. Go on, Tyson. Finish this bad boy up.
Okay, we appreciate everyone for tuning in to the roundtable, man. Like I said, we'll watch these guys, TD, Smokes, Richie, and Jets 24/7 on Friday. They're going to be debating the Jets and the Dolphins on Friday. What time are you guys going? What time are you guys?
Got to figure that out. I think around 6 or 7.
They'll make an announcement on the community tab, but make sure y'all tune into that. That's going to be. I'm actually going to tune in because I actually want to see that debate. And like I said, we appreciate everyone for watching, everyone that supports the channel, regardless of what anybody else thinks, man, what anybody says, man. We've been here for 3 years. This is our 3rd season, and we really do appreciate all the support. And like I said, we're all friends here. We respect each other. You know what I'm saying? We might hate each other's team, but we respect each other individually. And that's how it's always been. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I appreciate Dan. I appreciate Richie. I appreciate TD. I appreciate Smokes for coming on. I appreciate anybody that comes on and supports us. So this is how we're going to end it. We'll see you guys Friday. Well, they'll see you guys Friday, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Shout out to my boy Smokes. Like I said, follow him on Twitter. Follow the Smoke Show on his YouTube channel. Good ass content. I follow all the Dolphins content, all the real content creators from the Dolphins, all the podcasts, because I'm infatuated with that degenerate, decrepit franchise. But shout out to Smokes. Like I said, go sub to Richie, go sub to Dan Mitchell, and hopefully TD will be back next week. And that's it for the roundtable. And we'll see you guys, like I said, on Friday and Wednesday.
Deuces.
Oh, yeah, baby. Deuces, everybody. Have a great rest of your night.
Thumbs up.